Welcome to our reality, everyone. I don't know why you're here, but I am glad you are because we have to talk a lot more about Big Brother 27. It has been quite the week since we left off here on this channel. We had a whole eviction on Thursday night after watching our very exciting video episode on Wednesday. Adrian went home in that eviction episode 8-4. The super fan is out of the house already. We've never seen it before. How did it happen? He was supposed to be the best Big Brother player of all time. But alas, we had a crazy week following Adrian's eviction. I should say crazy week so far following Adrian's eviction on Thursday night, where we had Rylie as the initial HOH when the feeds came back on Thursday night leading into Friday morning. But Mickey's power was played, as we saw in last night's episode, and she was able to successfully evade Rylie's accusation in front of the entire house at the end of the episode, overtaking his HOH. And since then, we've had 3 nominations, we've had a veto, and now today we've had a re-nomination that is one for the books, if I could put it in such a way. I am so excited and terrified and concerned to talk about Big Brother 27 with everyone here, but especially my 2 esteemed Big Brother colleagues that I brought here with me today. And I should say, if this is your first time watching us, we are here live on YouTube, and also welcome. The chat is open. Feel free to hop in the chat. My name is Barrett. If you're here for the first time, joining me as always is the Nick City and the Zach Perez. So with that, let's talk about Big Brother 27 week 3 and a little bit of week 4. And week 4 has been a doozy so far after we kind of set up, the first half of week 3 last week. And we'll try to go in order as we go along. If there are timestamps, feel free to click around if you're watching after the fact. And yeah, with that, let's get into it. Nick, I'm going to come to you first because last week I asked you, what is this season? We've had 3 HOHs at that point who have just completely flopped. We had a 4th HOH in Rylie for a glimmer of time before Mickey used her power to overtake it. And we thought, or at least I thought, good. The alternate timeline of Rylie, being HOH was like, whew, we don't have to think about that anymore. It can go to Mickey, who I was very high on, preseason into the season. Very excited for this. She's on the side that I more so vibe with in this house, if I do vibe with anyone, So I was really excited for that. Obviously, things have changed, and we'll get into those details, which I know everyone in chat's also ready to get into. So, Nick, again, what is this season, and more specifically, why can nobody make a good move to save their life so far?
I think because the super fan is out of the house already, and that's probably why, because no one knows what is going on. That's kind of what this week is giving. It was like Adrian left and all of the gameplay left with him, although it wasn't really that much there to begin with. But I don't know. I feel like disappointment is my word to describe this week because I, like you said, was very high when I woke up and was like, oh my God, Riley's HOH. And then I was like, Mickey stole it. I was like, oh, this is going to be a great week. Like, this is going to be so good. And here we are. And I'm not that impressed. And I'm not that happy. Because I feel like it was just like bad moves all around this week. So I'm kind of nervous, I guess, for what's to come now with the rest of the season. I feel like last week I was really optimistic when you asked me this question. And now this week I'm kind of like, if these are the people I'm rooting for and these are the things that they're gonna do, I don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking about the same thing when I was driving earlier. It was just like, can I even say cautiously optimistic at this point, like we always like to say? And I think we're far beyond that. I don't think I can even be slightly optimistic. But thank you, Nick. Zach, I'm gonna come to you next. Very similar question. Do you also see this as a season so far that is turning harder and harder to root for? Are you here for the mess? Are you here for the entertainment value? Just what are you feeling right now, Zach, as we begin to talk about this week and a little bit last week?
It'd be different if we knew some of these players were stupid, like Fessy putting up Scotty. Like Fessy's a dum dum. Like you can't hide that. Maybe like Frenchie or something like that. Like not the brightest crown in the box, but like there's no way this many people are thinking these are good moves besides Rachel, who actually knows how to play the game, and she herself is mind boggled at the fact of how idiotic these people are, and well, I would like the mess if it weren't with people who clearly have the ability to do good. Like,
Yeah.
they've had all of the momentum. It's not someone coming out of the ashes or anything like that. Like, they are like legitimate good bets for winning. But they're tanking their own game and they actually think that it's good. And versus an actual messy season where it's like, oh my god, they're so bad, but like, I think they know that they're bad or something like that. And it's I mean,
Yeah.
there's not much gameplay either, so I guess I mean, I'm not bored. I can say that. It's not BB25.
Yes. I can also confidently say this is not a boring season so far. But if you're into Big Brother for the strategy, if you're into Big Brother to see someone make a multi-layered move to save themselves off the block, or to actually go after someone who could be who is a bigger target than maybe the house is making it seem right now, or someone that you see as a threat to your own game. We're only seeing HOHs so far that want to get out the people that are just conveniently there in the middle, or the block stars already this season, which is not a hole we like to see our cast get into. And you can blame blockbusters, sure. There's a number of factors you can blame, but I think what it comes down to is just like, you have someone who sets the trend like Vince of just like, I'm going to play it as safe as possible all of the time, and I can't get as much blood in my hands as I maybe would like to for my own game. But the risk of that, I'm not going to put that out there for my HOH week. And everyone's just kind of repeated that to some degree, with the same people on the block over and over again. And maybe I'm getting ahead of myself right now, but I see everyone in the chat commenting on the renom that we had about an hour ago. Which is unbelievable. If you are not caught up on the feeds for Big Brother 27, I envy you for the information that you had, maybe a couple of days ago, that you may think this week may still end up going the way that you think. I promise you it's not anymore. But I think everyone in chat so far has been very vocal about that, between Eli and Jameson and Joseph and Caleb and Martha. It's crazy. Let's catch up on it, and then we can go back to talk about Adrian. We can get all that stuff out of the way. Okay. So Adrian went home 8-4 on Thursday night. We saw Rylie as the HOH for a brief moment. We saw him talk about his targets for just a little bit, which we're going to be in the realm of, Rachel, Ashley, and Morgan and Mickey, kind of that grouping, maybe less so Morgan. That gets relayed to Zach. We see Zach relay that to Mickey in said group, which triggered Mickey to get her power played. And then we have some strategery between Ashley pretending she doesn't have the power, and Zach also pretending that Ashley does have the power in last night's episode, which surprised me a lot. Mickey's the new HOH. Mickey ends up nominating Rylie as one of those options. So Rylie went from HOH to nominee, which I don't think we've ever seen that before in our HOH takeovers. So let's give that some credit.
No.
Who did it?
I don't know if we want to talk about. I mean, it technically counts because they were HOH, but Nicole Franzel on Big Brother 20 or Big Brother 16.
She went from. When did she do this? Because she battled back.
Well, no, with Christine, like they were both HOHs.
Oh, the Battle of the Block week. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can kind of distantly count that one, I guess.
Yeah. But I know people don't want to remember Battle of the Block.
No, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't have to remember that. But Mickey goes ahead and nominates Rylie along with Kelly and Keanu. No shocker there. Keanu is the main target yet again, and we know how this goes typically at this point in Big Brother 27. With that, Keanu ends up winning the power veto yet again, and takes himself off the block. And as of an hour ago, if you didn't know this already, I'm so sorry. Jimmy is the renom, leaving our final nominees for the week at Rylie, Kelly, and Jimmy. Who would have guessed that? Maybe some people for two of them. I don't think if anybody didn't know that Jimmy was going to be on the block. And I don't even think if you watched last night's episode, you would know that Jimmy was going to go on the block, which is going to be even more important for Wednesday to really cover that. They really have to build a lot of momentum to make that make sense on Wednesday's episode. Anyway, now that we're all caught up, let's go back in time a little bit to Adrian's eviction. I think we can talk about him. I don't think we have to talk as much about Lauren in this episode because I think oh no, I'm getting ahead of myself there. Because we talked a little bit about Lauren's first half of her HOH last week. I stand that Lauren made the same mistake of just, I'm going to have the most convenient option stay, yada, yada, yada. A little bit different from what we're seeing Mickey do, but what we saw the first two HOHs definitely do. And we end up seeing Adrian go on an 8-4 vote. We thought for a second that might be a tie vote with Kelly winning the Big Brother blockbuster. Oh my God. But Kelly ends up winning. Adrian goes 8-4 after we see Ava kind of convincing Zach and Vince not to vote that way to force Lauren into a tie and also vote with the other house targets, which we can talk about if that was really good for Zach and Vince to do. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But honestly, I think they're fine regardless. But let's talk about Adrian, someone who was a super fan, someone who came to this game as, I'm going to be the best Big Brother player you've ever seen in your life. I practiced the wall comp in my backyard. Let's just talk about Adrian for a second and pay him off a little bit. Nick, what did you think of Adrian by the end of this game? Obviously, a lot of potential there in my mind that we didn't see through, and it never seemed like he had a good footing in this game, especially for a house that was not wanting to make moves for themselves and just making the most convenient option. So someone in the middle, that was just kind of like a death sentence. So what did you think of Adrian in this game?
He was okay. I don't know. I didn't like love him, but I also didn't like dislike him. You know, he was a super fan, which I appreciated, and I'm using the word super fan lightly, I guess, still, as I always do with all of the people that say they're super fans. But I think that, you know, I kind of expected worse because I normally am expecting to dislike the super fan archetype,
Yeah.
and that's normally like the person I'm always like, get them out of here. I cannot stand them. But I didn't think he was like really that same kind of person. Like he wasn't like very like nerdy or anything like that, which I feel like is typically how they try to make the super fans out to be. I do think he got royally screwed as well, because he was just like not coming for Lauren, and here I was last week being like, I hope Lauren puts him up. I hope Lauren puts him up, and she did, and he went out. But I don't know. He was like just kind of there to me. He didn't really have too much of an impact in my opinion, on the season. So I'm like not really upset to see him go. I'd rather him go than, I don't even remember who he was on the block next to.
Will, yeah.
Oh yeah, Will. I'd rather him go over Will.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the result that I was hoping for. So I don't know. He was all right. He strikes me as somebody who we could see pop up on another show, though, whether that's the challenge or like another Big Brother thing in the future where they like bring back pre-jurors or something like that. I don't know. I can just totally see like production like liking him because he's very like nice and positive, and he had a really good edit. They talked a lot about his like family life and stuff like that, which I thought was nice. So I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Adrian again at some point on something, but he was okay to me.
Okay.
Mid.
He was mid. Okay.
Yeah.
Zach, do we think Adrian was also mid? Do you give him a higher, lower grade? I also want to point out, Martha said, was he a super fan or a competition fan? And then OS says a wall fan, maybe. Yeah, also fair. He may not have been a fan of the strategy in Big Brother 27 or his Big Brother in
He's
general,
actually a bread fan.
And well, he definitely was a bread fan. That came out of nowhere towards the end there.
Yeah, I was just
did not know that was his gimmick until he was walking out the door with a loaf of bread. Oh, I saw a couple of clips the night before. But Zach, what was your opinion of Adrian as he was walking out of this house?
I mean, it's tough. I really don't have. I mean, I could take him or leave him. Like, I feel like in like 2 or 3 years or 4 years, people will be like, "Oh yeah, Adrian," and I'm like, "What?
Yeah.
Oh, him? Yeah."
Definitely.
I don't know. I feel like he's too nice. Like, he doesn't, he doesn't curse. I guess that's a thing. Um,
That is something well said, yeah.
yeah, and I don't know why the house acted like he was dying. Like, uh,
There, that was an emotional eviction. You're right, though, Zach.
it's like I feel like I could understand Cedric's, but this one I'm just like,
Good comparison though. That has the same energy of Cedric's eviction, but like not.
I
He's not
agree.
Cedric. It's the
yeah, he's
eviction.
not like he's not bad, but it's not. I feel like Cedric, like everyone, like I mean, I like Cedric. He was fine, and I can understand why some people were sad because it's like, oh, it's young Cedric and stuff, and then Adrian's just Adrian.
Yeah. Whereas Cedric was like someone to get out of the house. That was someone that could be a threat later on, and it made sense to like make that move. It was
And
crazy that it happened in the first. Which I think that was on Quinn's HOH, so it didn't really make sense for it to
yeah,
happen on that HOH. But it made sense for them to vote Cedric out. Whereas Adrian was kind of just like the most convenient option. It didn't seem like Adrian was truly the threat in people's eyes. That they're like how they're talking about Jimmy for this week. Which of course we will unravel. I mean, there's nothing to unravel. It's a bad move. It makes no sense, but it's just the way that these people are playing right now. But
yeah,
yeah, I agree with you, Zach. I think Adrian was also with Nick. He was very take him or leave him. Obviously, coming to a game where you're like, I'm going to be the best player that's ever played this game. I know undoubtedly, like you're not going to live up to that. That's how it works in Big
No.
Brother. And we've seen superfans very confidently coming to this game. And that's part of, what you advertise as yourself when they're casting you, I think, as the super fan kind of archetype. And he definitely played that up to his fullest ability. It's just a house where there were really no two sides. And to say that Adrian, if he picked a side, or if there were two sides to be formed, if these players were a little bit more decisive on that in the first few weeks, I think Adrian finds his way to that Zach and Vince side of the house, and he finds at least some relationships that he can hold on to, because he was absolutely not ever going to get along with Mickey and Morgan and Rachel. Like that was never going to work. It seemed like every time he talked to them, he refused to really make those connections that he needed to, especially with Rachel. And so like his social relationships just floundered where I thought he would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
To the point where he only became like someone that I could view as someone that had to win competitions just because it seemed like he couldn't build anything to save his life, which is surprising to someone who claims that they're a super fan, that they're doing, unless they just think that all you have to do is win competitions, which I'm thankful that someone goes in with the mindset I'm not going to lose a competition, and then he loses basically all of the competitions and gets evicted third. So that makes me a little bit happy that happened. But I feel bad for his, like, of course, he definitely did not think he was going to get evicted third. You could see that on his face as soon as he lost the blockbuster. Will and him were crying their eyes out through their entire speeches. Like, it was hard to watch. And so I do feel bad for him on that level. But
Yeah, it
it's
was
his
hard to
fault.
watch
It's hard to say
'cause-
that it's not his fault.
It was hard to watch because it was so cringy.
Oh,
I
I
did
mean,
hate the
it is
crying, I'm
cringy,
not
but
gonna
I mean, those
lie.
are real emotions they are feeling in there. So you can
Are
use
they?
it both
Yeah,
can be true.
no, it's like I think they are. I do. I think they are. But like as someone who's like watching it, I'm just like, you have been in that house for 3 weeks. Relax. He is not dying.
It probably feels like it
And
to them though.
it does. And I think it goes back to what Zach was saying before too. I think he's just too nice. And I think that's what it is. Like people just like genuinely felt bad because he's genuinely a really nice person. That's what I got from Adrian's stay on the show, is that he's just a really, really nice guy. And everyone in the house really did like him. But to me, I feel like that's what kind of like cost him, right? It was like a friend to all is a friend to none. And like people probably thought like he's with everybody, but with nobody at the same time.
Mhm.
Like I never heard Adrian talk shit about anybody. Like I feel like you have to talk shit in Big Brother. Like,
Just
and I don't mean like
Rachel.
talk shit, but like, well, yeah, true. But everyone was. So I don't know. Like, you need to like make it apparent, like on Big Brother, like who you're going after and stuff like that. Just so
Yeah.
that way, like people are gonna want to keep you in order to go against that person or whatever the case is. And I feel like Adrian was just like too nice. Like,
Mhm.
and I don't know. It's just like so. weird because like he was a super fan, right? And so it's like you'd expect him to come in. And I feel like I totally forgot about all his preseason stuff until you guys were just talking about it and how he was like, I'm gonna be the best player ever and da 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 da. And it was like, where was any of that? Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but like
He-
I think he was
he-
just too nice to be like this villain that he thought he was gonna be.
I think that maybe it was because the wall hadn't come in yet. If he had
Yeah.
gotten the wall, then that game would have kicked in high gear. That's what he was missing from his game.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll never know now if Adrian truly would have won the wall comp, which is something I was thinking about as the season was going on. It's just like, is he going to put his money where his mouth is? Because if he had actually won the wall comp, that's crazy. But
I would have been funnier if he lost the wall cup.
I mean, nothing's going to top Quinn being the super fan that lost the wall comp last year to Tucker.
Him
After
crying
evicting
with
his best friend, one of his best friends in the house, losing the wall comp, crying.
Wasn't it after
That was
Cedric?
crazy.
That was after. I think it was
Yeah.
after Cedric because Tucker wasn't there for very much longer.
when the house flipped on Quinn.
Yeah,
And
and then
then
he did it
Quinn-
again with Joseph. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Quinn was
Yeah.
crying with his hair all wet.
His towel.
I-
was
I
I know
on.
exactly what you're talking. That's
It's the
so funny
saddest
that we're
photo
all
I've ever seen.
picturing
It
the
is the
same
saddest.
scene. So I remember watching that on the feeds, and he was just sitting there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's just a good point to bring it back to Adrian. This is 2 seasons in a row where the Superfan and Big Brother has had a terrible time across
Yes.
the board, and I can't really remember who the 25 Superfan would have been off the top of my head.
Corey?
Corey had a better time than I guess other people did. Izzy was also a big fan, so
Oh yeah, Izzy.
Izzy did not have the best. Well, Izzy had a good
No.
time, but not a long time.
Like, yes and
no. Yeah,
she
so-
definitely was having a good time.
So in the grand scheme of Superfans, Adrian could have had worse, I guess, but he definitely could have had better. And I never expected him to go out third. I would have expected either like first or close to jury, I think, based off of his interviews. But either way, Adrian seems like a good guy. Just a little too loyal and hated the liars a little bit too much, I think, for his good. Could, like y'all said, could thrive on a different game. And Zach is so upset about Adrian that he's never gonna come back. Zach had a clause in his contract that said once Adrian gets evicted, I'm done with the podcast. Hey Zach.
Oh, yeah,
looking
yeah,
at the
y'all
screen and
Y'all froze for a second. And I was like, "Where'd y'all go?"
Now we're here. I don't have anything more to say about Adrian. If y'all don't have anything, I think we should move on to this week.
I mean,
Unless y'all had liked anything from those episodes, Wednesday and Thursday, because there were 2 episodes.
I will say, I don't know how he didn't win the blockbuster.
Why? What was it about the blockbuster that you think you should have done better on? Oh no, it's Zach's turn this week. That's right.
It is.
Uh,
It is.
But if he wants to talk
I
about the
don't even-
blockbuster real quick, I know we have like our little competition corner where we can talk about that. It was the study the study competition.
I was about to say, I don't even remember what it was, essentially.
You had the 2 rooms, and you had to figure out the differences between the 2 rooms. And
Oh, yes, I'm looking at it right now. I do remember this.
and Adrian came back, guessed 6, I believe. Kelly guessed 7.
Yes, yes.
But they had, I
yes.
believe, 2 minutes to look
Okay.
at the. All right,
I don't-
welcome back, Zach.
But I just don't understand how he lost it.
Why do you think he should have? He was only 1 off. I mean, he was 2 off from the answer, I guess. 1 off from Ty and Kelly and the guess. But why do you think he should have specifically won that one?
I mean, I don't know. I feel
Just
like
be-
Kelly. I feel like Kelly only looked at it for a second and then just guessed.
Kelly was the first to guess. But she guessed like I want to say 30 seconds before like Will and Adrian did. I could be way off on that time.
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
differently
it
when
was-
it's kind of a crunch like that. But
And then Will guessed like 16.
yeah, that's what someone just said in chat. Do you think Will's 16 on the blockbuster? Or you think he really meant 8? That's a good question because
Yeah,
you
because
could,
I
you
think
could
that-
interpret that as
I think that he
multiple
was
differences.
counting. I think he was counting this one. Okay, that's 1. Oh, this one's different. 2.
Oh,
Oh,
my
3.
god, that makes so much sense. 'Cause I was
Yeah.
like, where was he getting 16 from when they like showed them all on the thing? I was like,
Yeah. Which is so
16?
unfortunate if that's what he meant by that, because Will
That
could have had at
is.
least like a speech that he didn't have to give, you know?
Yeah.
Who would Adrian still have gone home against Kelly?
I think Adrian still would have gone.
Yeah, me too.
I'd have to pull up the cast list and go through those votes again. I think, well, no, Kelly had a lot of votes going her way, but the
Yeah.
Adrian wanting to get Adrian out seemed to be the better option, at least post nomming him on the block. People seem to be ready to get Adrian out, but yeah, we'll have more scenarios to run today. Be fun. So with that, I think we probably should move to this week, and we'll come back to the competitions because we have a few to talk about, and I have them all pulled up that we can go one by one instead of just sporadically doing it. So we'll come back to study the study maybe to talk about that. But we have a whole new week to talk about. Obviously, I recapped it earlier. We had Rylie as the HOH, turned Mickey as the HOH. So really, I don't have a set just list of things to go down, and I think we should just talk about last night's episode. I think we should just go through that if that would be fun for everybody, because we have a lot of moments that we could cover.
I
Well,
loved last
what
night's
was-
episode.
What was the veto competition?
The veto competition from last week was basement break-in, and that was like the crystal that they had to go get. They had to crawl through the
Oh,
lasers.
yeah.
And
So I do want to talk about that though before we get into last night's. Like, so could they have thrown it?
what do you like, just gone full time or what?
Throw the crystal.
Oh, throw them over the lasers? Oh, like literally thrown it, not like actually like lose on purpose throw it. But
yeah,
oh, you
yeah,
mean
yeah,
like
like-
physically throw the crystal? I don't know. I doubt it. But that would have been an interesting thing to try, just to like
Or,
break
like-
the comp.
Or like there was like boxes to where that was right next, because it was like a U shape, and
Yeah.
there were boxes just right there. They could have just put the crystal over the boxes and over there.
Right. But I definitely think there was a rule for that. I think everyone did the only thing that they could possibly do. I forgot to mention this was the Bad Guys 2 competition. We had a whole Bad
I
Guys 2
love Bad
segment.
Guys too.
Yeah, Jimmy, Rachel, and Ava. What are the odds that they all love Bad Guys 2, or they all love the original Bad Guys movie before seeing the sequel? That's so crazy.
Yeah, the movie that no one saw.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't enjoy, and we're doing our
See?
competition quarter right now.
Oh.
I see what you mean though. But I didn't like the little clanking of the crystal every single time it touched the ground that they edited in. Just that's a real aside, but that's something I'm remembering watching this video of Ashley trying to move this crystal through the lasers. But we had this somewhat last year with like a jungle theme in BB26, where they were like trying to avoid all the trees and stuff with their
Yeah.
glowy object that was just this again. No movie involved, no bad guys involved in that one, but
Yeah,
but
I
yeah.
was hoping the movie would be different because they do this movie thing every. What was last year's?
I
The Good Robot. The Good Robot.
Oh, they actually did a good movie last year. That's right. Well,
Was it
actually,
the-
Bad Guys
no,
2. I
no.
haven't seen it. I need to be.
The
fair.
Wild Robot. The Wild Robot.
I knew what you meant. Yeah.
What was The Conjuring was, or no, not The Conjuring. The
Yeah. There was. It was
The
one like.
Exorcist. The Exorcist.
There was also
I
the
think it
one
was
with
The
like the
Exorcist.
letters that were all falling. This doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. We are doing everything to not talk about Mickey's HOH. So I'm gonna move on. After
Yeah,
I
because
told
it
you,
was so
Zach, we have a
bad.
competition corner segment. Stop doing this.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about last night's episode, and don't you dare take me to a different one. Okay, so we
What
start
about
off.
last week's?
Yeah, we start off post Adrian's eviction, and I guess we could just go straight into the HOH competition.
We
Obviously,
have a dedicated competition.
we do. We do have a dedicated competition. This one's called Killer Carnival. It's a bit of a combination of competitions that we saw last year. One of them being the new rules comp that we saw Angela win, the first HOH comp last year, where each round is a new rule to it and you're forming teams throughout it and all of that stuff. But then we're combining that with the HOH that I believe Cedric won last year, which was we're hitting all the buttons in the fastest time. And Cedric kind of broke that game by the end of it. It seemed last year, so I think that was why they added a kind of a combination of this one with new rules, so you're not able to just figure out that strategy, especially because everyone was watching everyone else do it last year, and I think they just thought that this was easier. It seemed, but Killer Carnival, we
They're
saw.
also not, they're not eliminated; they're killed off.
Is that what they? Is that what
Yeah.
we referred to? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
The first, I don't have like a round by round summary of what happened, but I'll talk about my most favorite parts, which was
Kelly
Rachel,
getting
which was Rachel teaming up with Keanu, before one of the rounds. Not Kelly doing something apparently, like you thought.
Kelly
what were
getting
you
by the-
gonna
Does
say?
is not my favorite
Kelly
moment
getting-
ever.
Kelly getting by the first round. After
Oh,
not being
yeah.
picked.
First round happens, nobody picks Kelly, which of course Kelly's like, duh, nobody's gonna pick me, so she just goes off by herself. And gets a bye to the second round, which made me think like, did they just feel bad and put her in the second round, or was she actually like eliminated? Because last year during that rule, they put
eliminated
Chelsea and
them.
Cedric in a costume like for the whole
Yep.
week, and they couldn't do anything. Or they were already out before that. I can't remember. Someone,
they
but
weren't-
or a
they-
group
I'm
got
pretty sure
eliminated
they
in the
weren't
first
picked.
round last year, at least. I can't. It wasn't Chelsea and Cedric though. They were already out.
I'm pretty sure Chelsea and Cedric weren't picked, and that's why they got the.
Either way,
costumes the first-
I think there was
It
someone
was
that got
no.
evicted
It was
first round.
Tucker. Tucker got taken out inadvertently.
Because he was the first one. Yeah, because this was all why they lost Otev, because the first round was when Tucker
Yes,
didn't get picked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tucker got eliminated that first round last year. So I think they wanted to do that to Kelly, but then we're just like, nah, we can't do that. Which, if Kelly wanted to
wants
be
to
like
be Tucker so
Tucker,
bad.
yeah, what a way to do it, right?
Hey, maybe that's what she was planning all along.
Yes, she mastermind.
Kelly and Tucker. No, wait, no.
Oh
Telly.
boy, I don't
Not
like
that. Not that at all.
that. Telly.
Not at all.
is-
Telly.
Or Tully. That's much better.
Tully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can agree on whatever we want to, I guess. I'm pulling back up Killer Carnival. The next
Please,
round, I
I love
believe,
this
was when Rachel decided to add herself to Keanu's team. I have that clip.
That was my favorite moment of the season so far. Like
whole season.
I was laughing so hard. Like it was so good to me.
Oh yeah, because Keanu eliminated 4 people, right?
Yeah, Keanu had
Yeah.
the opportunity to kill 4 people, I guess, is what
Oh
we're
yeah,
saying.
kill. Yeah.
And he chose it was like Morgan, Mickey, Ashley, and Rachel.
And
or not
no, and
Rachel,
Will.
and Will. Yeah, we were reading
Which is very-
Felicia's response to last night's episode. It was so funny.
It's very odd optics.
Yeah, Keanu.
I was thinking about that.
Felicia also made note of that.
What'd she
Felicia
say?
let everybody know too. Which, good on her.
What'd she say? I didn't see it.
We
She
can.
just said that.
We could try
I'll
to find
find
it.
it.
Yeah. I'll play this Rachel clip real quick.
Now, I'm gonna be on.
Oh, sorry.
Also dibs. Hold on. No, I'm on your team, Keanu. Here's the deal. If Keanu got 23 seconds the time before, I need to be on his team. Sorry, guys. I'm on Keanu's team because I'll either have...
This is the first time Keanu. I'm going a little bit ahead, but like this is the first time that Keanu has just like refused a hug. I think
This
ever.
team. No, I'm on this team.
Or it's like like how he's
No, I
reacting
get
to
to choose.
Rachel's hug is how everyone reacts to his
I'm a
hugs.
legend.
Rachel, I'm saying.
Thank you. Rylie, go with that team.
I'm a legend.
Where my hug at?
There goes. Thank you. There we go. That's right. That's what I said. I'm going to Keanu's team.
And look at Keanu's face.
This is my favorite part of the whole thing when she starts like yelling and screaming and it's like
Why did he kill Will? I think just because Will was in the area.
Well, no, he said. Oh yeah, I guess Will was on the block. I guess, but supposedly he thinks that Will was behind it too, or Adrian going home.
Yeah, which I
Will
mean,
was on the block next to him.
you
Like,
could
what is
tell
he
me
supposed to
Keanu- yes, exactly.
do? Like
How dare you not go home? Or
that's
Tell
what I
yourself to
mean.
go
It's like how dare he didn't like give up for Adrian.
I'm
like,
on.
oh,
You're on the
excuse me.
block and you want to stay. Weirdo.
Kenny is
How
rolling
dare
around
you?
in his
That's
grave
so
right now.
selfish.
Yeah, his grave. Yeah, Kenny got killed off. Benny's still in the house, I think they're saying. But yeah, loved that part from Rachel.
Has this ever happened before?
What?
Like there being teams and people like
There being
wanting to be
team.
on. Well, people wanting to be on a certain person's team, and they're like, no.
I feel like with all the teams that we've had in Big Brother and various, this has had to have happened before, unless we've just had multiple times where it's like predetermined, you know. Teams.
I remember Have Nots whenever Howie was with Gina Marie and Aaron, and he like purposely threw it.
Yeah, maybe that, but I don't know.
But, like, yeah.
I definitely don't remember a time when someone was just like, I don't want to be on this team, or opposite, like, I'm going to be on this team and you're gonna like it. Which is what Rachel was doing.
There was no option for Keanu.
Yeah. But anyway, we end up seeing it comes down to Zach and Rylie at the end of this HOH, and I'm not gonna pull up the clip because Rylie didn't even end up being the HOH for very long. I don't know how many of you want to see clips of Rylie winning things. But no. Rylie ends up winning the HOH comp against Zach in the final round, and was very excited. Which, if you watch Rylie on the feeds, I think we know all of the reasons he was excited. But
I was kind of excited because I wanted to know which of his baby mamas was gonna send him the letter.
Yeah. That would maybe that's why they didn't even let him get the room first. I don't know. But Martha said, did Rachel do that as sabotage? That brings up a good point. Like, I loved that. My favorite part from that was Rachel saying all those things in the diary room, but like, I'm just joining Keanu's team. He had 23 seconds, but then on top of that being like, I don't know whether I'm gonna sabotage him or help him at this point, but I gotta be on his team regardless, because either way it's gonna help others in the house or myself. Which, I mean, they got through the round, and she ended up not getting eliminated that round because she was on Keanu's team. But so you can argue she was sabotaging, or she was ready to do both, I guess. But we see Rylie as the HOH for a brief moment. And what you can say, Zach, is like, yeah, we can talk a lot of mess about Rylie this season, or just like as a person sometimes, all the time. But Rylie might have been the first HOH that we would have had that was actually going to get out people that would have been like threats to his own game down the line. Or at least like, which honestly, now that we've had the week go on more and more and Riley's like social capital goes up in every other house guest's mind, I'm like, maybe I'm not reading this right, because I'm not reading anything in this house correctly, apparently. But at least at the beginning, he was like Rachel, Morgan, Mickey, Zach Greenscreen. And so we were trying to figure out from there, and like at least he was going to make a move that seemed to make sense for him, which the other HOHs have not done. And we didn't get that, of course. But
what was he? He was going to put up Mickey, Morgan, and
Rachel, I believe.
Oh, boo!
Which he said that. Could we have gotten to the next day? And he was like Keanu, Kelly again. But
stop. I thought it was Ashley, Morgan, Mickey.
Ashley, sorry, I keep forgetting to throw in Ashley into the mix. Definitely Ashley would have been up on the block.
Because then remember they had that whole. I'm jumping a little, but you know when they had that whole scene in the HOH room.
Yes, during the interrogation, or
during the interrogation.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for adding in Ashley, because I definitely just would have kept saying Mickey, Morgan, Rachel without remembering that Ashley is also very.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I remember
he said maybe Rachel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rachel probably was like the renom, if anything. So
yeah.
But I remember reading the updates from, because I definitely was sleeping when all of this happened, because it was like the middle of the night. But I remember reading the updates the next day, and Ashley was saying to somebody how she winked at Rylie during the interrogation thing to make sure that he would pick her. And I thought that was hilarious. And I was hoping they'd show it in the episode, but they didn't. But
yeah,
I loved their little awkward thing during the interrogation thing. I was like, I don't know if Ashley's even doing this on purpose, but like, she's so friggin' awkward.
That's crazy. You can't ever tell if Ashley is like being like very confrontational and like annoying a house guest on purpose, or if it's just like her doing her thing in the house, which I go back and forth on. But Yeah, Zach, did you have anything to say about?
I mean, the Emmy goes to Ashley. She
Yeah.
played it really well, whether intentional or not.
Yes.
She did what she needed to do, and it's even funnier the fact that what I realized. Well, I mean, I kind of knew this before, but especially what I realized who I really want to win HOH, because I want to see what happens, because I don't think they're gonna do what everyone expects of them. Is I kind of want to see Zach win an HOH because of him lying and saying, "Yeah, I think Ashley has the power too." I feel like that was what pushed Rylie over the edge of like, okay, yeah, it's Ashley, like, because men are gonna listen to men, unfortunately, and I just was very intrigued at that part with Zach, and especially this week in general, because no one's looking at him still, and I am very intrigued because I feel like, I mean, we talk about Lauren being in the middle, but I feel like Zach, quote unquote, is on his side technically, but I don't think that he is. Like, I think he's going to do what's best for him.
Yeah. I think he definitely did multiple things that surprised me in that last night's episode, which was obviously we knew going into that he was the person right next to Mickey when she won the power, and which is why it was even more shocking that Mickey even was able to successfully use her power, because I think all of us assumed that with Rylie as an HOH that Zach would probably let him know, or that at least Zach would be more comfortable with the Rylie HOH than a Mickey HOH. So to hear him say all of that on last night's episode really surprised me a little bit and made me question if that was truly like was good for his game. I don't think it really hurt him because Zach's so good with everyone at this point that maybe it didn't need to hurt him. And I think having your presence with that other side of the house, if we can even call it that, with Mickey's side, it's just going to benefit him more in the long run, especially if everyone else is going to put up blinders for him. So it was really exciting to see him do that and to allow us to have the chaos, because there's a timeline where he could easily just say, or hear that information that Mickey, Rachel, Ashley, Morgan might be in consideration for the block and just say nothing about it, or say something about it and then at the last second tell Rylie it's Mickey who has the power, and ruin it that way too. But he didn't do any of that for reasons that I want him to explain more, but I don't know if I'll get to hear that. But I was excited to see him make that move, and because either way he was going to be fine. But what did you think of that move from Zach?
I thought that it was like top tier gameplay, and it's funny because I don't know if he like interpreted it as that, but like I saw that and I was like, whoa, wait a second. Zach is actually like a lot better than I thought he actually was. And like I said like last week, or I'm pretty sure the week before, that Zach was playing the best game in the house. And now I'm like doubling down on that because I thought that was like perfect, because it's putting him in a spot where Rylie and Mickey are both like both of their sides are like not even like looking at Zach, because like Zach technically is on the Rylie side, right? Technically, but like he's also like very close with Morgan and Mickey. And I feel like the Morgan, Mickey, Zach, Vince thing that they have going on, I think that that's going to benefit Zach and Vince more than Morgan and Mickey.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think that that is why I think Zach is like a really, really good player. I feel like you see him fall into a lot of people's like top priority list, despite him being like really good at the game. And I think that that's like just something to really watch out for. Like I think that Zach is definitely like the person to watch out for the most, in my opinion, right now, because it's like he's very close with Lauren, he's very close with Vince, he's very close with Morgan, he's very close with Mickey, and all these people are like considering, and then like Rylie too, and it's like all these people are like putting him on like high priority levels too. It's
Yeah.
not like they just like Zach. It's like, no, I want to keep Zach safe. Like I trust Zach a lot. I'm gonna tell Zach information. And so I think Zach is like definitely playing like a really, really, really good game. Like really good. And I think that that move that he did that we saw in the episode last night was like probably the best move that we've seen this season so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, I believe that I definitely am good player to look out for this season. Like I'm just
Yeah.
making good
Yeah,
moves.
you're doing great,
Yeah.
buddy.
But
So good.
I'm so far. I mean, it's not that he's giving anything, like not giving anything, but like, like personality wise, like he hasn't been doing much. I mean, which is fine. I mean, he's a good. I would.
I feel like that's what makes people like good Big Brother players, though. Because like
I
you
mean,
don't want to be
yeah,
a loud
depending.
personality, then you're gonna get targeted.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
definitely
Rachel-
would be
Rachel
included in
won.
Matt Hardiman's early boot. If he were to get
Rachel
evicted like
won.
next week, he would be included in Matt Hardiman's early boot alliance
Yeah.
that he is slowly forming.
100%. That I completely
We need
fucking agree.
we need more great people like Adrian.
We need more people like insert guy who just got evicted's name on our screens.
You don't need to be toxic to be on reality TV. You don't need to be
worst.
toxic to be entertaining. Anyway, but I just didn't expect myself to like Zach as much as I do right now. Like
Same.
I expected him to be like, oh, he was at first like kind of douchey, like and really all over Lauren, not as much as someone else is all over someone else.
Not
as
even
we've
close.
seen.
Not even
Yeah.
close.
No.
But I feel like now that we're seeing him more, like he's more chilled out, and I just like him because he's just not. He's really not pushing, like connecting or setting himself up with just one person. Like whenever him and Vince are talking, I want to gag. Like I want to throw up. Mainly because of Vince.
Yeah.
But then I see him having those like same level of conversations with other people. So I'm just like, okay, as long as he doesn't take everything with Vince and run with it, I'm fine. But
Yeah. Obviously, Zach has been my winner pick 2 weeks in a row for good reason. And I think this week he has proven it even more. And, I was telling Nick, like, there's no way in which I see a final two right now that isn't just Vince and Zach. Like, it seems almost destined. Kind of like...
stop.
Yep.
Oh wait,
yeah,
no, keep going. No, say that.
Say that? Oh, yeah, I can keep saying it, I guess. That might be good for everybody if I kept saying that. But
I was like,
also,
why?
I love Caleb saying he's definitely going to be a Savannah banana after this show. I already had the belief that he was, but he definitely checked every single box if everyone knows who the Savannah Bananas are.
No, what does that
They're
mean?
okay, so they're a
You don't know
baseball
what the
team.
You've definitely
that,
seen them.
They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, basically, is the best way
We're
to
the
describe
Harlem
them.
Globetrotters.
I don't know what that
Oh, no.
is.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So imagine like a baseball game, but like the players are like intentionally goofy and do bits. Like that's what they are.
Oh, Zach would fit in perfect.
It's
then.
like, yeah, it's kind of a jokey baseball game, but they're also playing baseball. Like they'll have guys and just like stilts go out and up to bat, and they'll have like
They're that
just
baseball team
different
that-
rules that they'll do. It's kind of fun.
They're that baseball team that had like a bunch of TikToks, of them like singing. No, wow.
That does not come up on my For You page.
No. I do want to play this clip of Zach from last night's episode real quick.
Ashley.
They're like the Browns.
I'm pretty positive
No, they're
that
not.
Mickey
Don't listen to
has
that.
this power. So my main objective here is to make Rylie think that Ashley is the one with this power. Just between you and me, I actually prefer Mickey
I love his just between you and me. Like this is an episode of Blue's Clues, by the way.
to be HOH this week compared to Rylie.
does look
I
like
know
the
that she
new
wouldn't put me up this
Blue's
week.
Clues
My
guy.
guns are on Ashley.
My guns are on Ashley too.
Well, I'm telling you right now, when I get HOH, you're never going up.
I
So,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Love you, bro.
Love you.
He knows exactly how to talk to Riley. Also, so funny.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a Twitch, you're not going up. Anyway, see ya. Nice, good talk.
Yep.
In case I forgot to say it, but yeah, this was pretty fun by Zach, and in a move that I think he calculated was no risk to him really, and if anything, causing more chaos that was only going to benefit him. In the long run, knowing that he was pretty solidified. And that's not to say that Zach's name hasn't been brought up by people, but it's one of those things right now where he is so far removed from a target in people's minds that he could only be put up in a situation like I feel like this week where Mickey's just like, I guess. So, probably like when Vince wins HOH, that's when Zach will go up at this rate. Like that's the only time it'll make sense, I think now.
Or Morgan. Or Lauren.
Or Morgan, yeah. Morgan wins HOH and puts up,
Right.
Zach and Mickey and Vince all in a row.
Whoa, that would be crazy. But that would be on brand.
Try to prove to me that it can't happen at this
There's
point.
just not that many people to nominate. There's so few people.
And I know you all, and we all know each other, and we're friends. And I just feel like y'all won't be mad at me if I do this.
It's crazy to me how there's so apparently what's it called, the recession is hitting the Big Brother house because there's so few nominees, people you're able to nominate. Like it's even hitting them. It's crazy to me.
I know. I skipped the video of when the power was actually enacted, which I thought was pretty funny for multiple reasons. One, like Rylie jumps really hard, and then like Ava just has this shocked, scared face
I was
as she
about to say,
runs
Ava's
to the
face.
living room.
Wait, speaking of Ava, did y'all see her reaction during the HOH comp to her hitting a clown?
I remember her like stumbling a lot at one point. She got the clown music and the whole edit. I know that, but I can't remember her like doing
Let me
specifically
see.
with the clown. If you can find it, I'll play when the alarm started going off though.
Alert! Alert! The HOH interrogation power has been activated.
I can't.
Ava was
She's-
looking
she's
so
serving.
concerned.
And she
She's
is
serving.
Yeah, the hair toss was pretty good while running.
She's like, it's my time to shine.
She did shine a little bit in last night's episode. They showed her, they gave her all the credit for turning Vince and Zach to not vote Will out, to not cause the tie.
I know,
Which
making
is pretty
her
good.
not a target.
Yeah. We briefly thought she was a target yesterday, but that ended up being something worse. But we'll get to that too. I think with that out of the way, should we talk about Katherine and Ashley in their moment? Because obviously the move was to get Ashley to be the fake. I almost said instigator because I've heard that word so much. The fake takeover HOH. What do we call it? The fake person who had the power in this point. The scapegoat.
Wait, did you play her actually falling out of the bunk bed?
No.
Look at the clip.
Wait, she actually fell? Did I overlook?
Who did?
Look at the background.
Okay, I'm going to find it again. I just had it, but I started scrolling. Okay. Hold on.
Alert! The HOH interrogation power has been
Yeah, she actually just
Does
jumped. That
fall.
was cool.
Oh my god.
No wonder she's
Nice.
surprised. She's like, I almost broke my neck.
And she's still 8.
Okay, now let's talk about Katherine, because Ashley and Katherine had a really fun moment on the couch earlier. Also, sorry, Katherine and Ashley, one more clip. Just something I was going to forget about Kelly saying.
These hating ass bitches.
Oh, wait, does this include the weasel?
Weasel. Okay, that was harsh. He does look a little weaselly. You have to admit.
Dang, who is this Kelly?
I grew.
Oh,
I
that
like
was
Kelly
good.
more and more every day, to be honest. Same with Ashley. Like these characters that I'm like, oh no, what are you doing on this show? At first, I'm kind of like, okay, everyone else is a mess. I'll take this, I guess. Kelly's one of those people, but you do have to admit, he does look a bit weaselly. He does, Kelly. I agree. Okay, now for real, Katherine and Ashley. There's a lot going on.
That face.
I have the other Ashley
my
clip
God.
from when she was talking to Zach.
How'd it go?
Good.
I guess I could have played
Are you
Ashley's
just like
clip
happy
first.
about this turning into a really bad day for him? Or you just feel uncomfortable, so that's why you're smiling?
Oh my god. I'm I'm just uncomfortable.
Wow, Catherine. Really?
I'm just wondering. She
Really?
smiled the entire time. He's about to start crying.
Is she not allowed to smile?
Do you have to speak for her?
Oh, really? You want to talk to me like that?
Well, I mean, she's a grown woman just as much as you are, and I asked her a question.
You're coming at my friend because you don't
I'm
like how she's
asking her
smiling.
because I think it was rude, and I want to know why.
Catherine, you need to sit down.
I am sad.
I am sitting down, Matt.
That was the best part. I am sad.
Yes.
With
Like,
that smirk on her face.
there is literally no argument Rachel Riley has ever won. You can't convince me otherwise. This was another one that she did not win, but we were here for it.
Even when she's clearly in the right, she's still
Yes.
is not capable of
yes,
winning an
she's
argument.
not gonna win. Also,
She
oh
says,
my god,
I am Vegas. No, I am sad.
I am reality Vegas or whatever that or original spoiler girl was named.
Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, okay. So here's the thing: I don't like Katherine that much right now. Mainly due to, I mean, a lot of it is out of her control what is happening in her game, and I do feel bad for her to some degree. But she does stuff like this that makes me not like her again, and she's also just kind of a mean person to most people she talks about, or just to their face. So I don't love Katherine right now. I think she could win me over, but the I am sat line, which Bean is wondering if that is proper English. I think that's fine. Yeah, I am sat.
so.
If not, it works for me in this moment. But yeah, amazing moment that didn't even have to happen. But yeah, needs to be said. I don't care if Riley's having a bad day, and I think it's kind of weak to also be like, oh, you don't care that this guy over here, this really good guy, is having just a bad day. He was gonna get his snacks. He was gonna get to listen to music, and now you're laughing. You're laughing. And then also I love Ashley's response to keep laughing, but then cover her mouth because she can't stop laughing and just say, oh my God. When does it happen?
Are you just like happy about this turning into a really bad day for him? Or you just feel uncomfortable, so that's why you're smiling? Oh my god.
She goes, oh my god.
But I guess it's a good point to talk. How do y'all feel about Katherine right now? And I'm gonna pull up.
boy.
We're gonna talk about Rylie.
Why are you asking?
Katherine,
Why are you
of
asking
course,
him? You know what he's gonna say.
You know I like her.
Oh my god,
Okay.
she's
Well,
my
okay, well,
girl.
no, that's
So
even
let
better
me-
then. What do
let
you like
me-
about Katherine?
Let me
She's my
explain.
girl.
So
She's
shut up,
getting
Zach.
so boring, and I love it.
Shut up, Zach. At least she has a personality unlike Lauren, if you want to go there. But
At
anyways,
least Lauren's won a comp.
Katherine hasn't needed to. Anyways, so I appreciate that Katherine is kind of a bitch. Not kind of a bitch. Katherine is a bitch. I appreciate it, okay? I do think she's a bitch. I do think she is a little mean. I'm not gonna lie, you know. But I feel like it's a little necessary in the game. I feel like when you have somebody like Rachel Riley in the house, like Rachel Riley is also kind of a bitch. But like in a good way, you know, like a bitch can be like a positive term too. So I don't mean that in a negative way because I think I'm a bitch too.
That's true.
But
I know how you mean it after knowing you for
right.
5 years.
Right. So I think like if Katherine wasn't there, like there's no drama. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's adding to the house dynamic. And I appreciate that because I feel like you don't have Katherine there. Who is Rachel going to argue with? Like, I don't know. I just feel like she adds an element
Keanu.
to the house. Sure. But like, I don't know. Rachel needs to fight with a hot woman every single season. She does it every single season. So like, to me, Katherine was put on the cast to argue with Rachel. And like, I'm here for that. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's entertaining. I think it's fun. I think that having that bickerness in the living room is fun. It's giving old school Big Brother. Because I feel like a lot of the times people come on the show and they want to bite their tongue because they don't want to be the villain or they don't want to be made out to be a bitch. And I feel like Katherine doesn't care. Katherine is a bitch, and I feel like she knows she's a bitch, and she plays into that. And I like that. And I think it's refreshing. I'm sorry. I think it's a little refreshing to have like somebody be an open bitch on the show. And it's fine if you don't like her. I don't think Katherine is likable. I'm not saying she is. I think that to me, it's fun. And also when you flip the script too, right? I think Katherine also was probably pissed off because she feels safe, right? Like because Rylie, who is obsessed with her, just won
Yeah.
the HOH. So Katherine is going from how stop BB Bean. So Katherine is going from like safe no matter what this entire week, probably living in the HOH room, to now probably going on the block. And so she's pissed, you know, like she's upset. And I feel like you have Ashley, who's like sitting there hee hee ha haing with like her friends across from her as Catherine's sitting there, and it's like it's kind of like the script is a little flipped on both ends, and I don't know, I just think it's fun. Sorry for liking drama on a
No.
reality TV show.
Oh, just,
Like
If I was in Catherine's position, even though I don't agree with any of the game that she has played, like I can't really say she's played much of one so far.
No.
I in that same position with like if my ride or die, I will call Rylie that for Kat's sake right now. One HOH and then just got it taken away. And then suddenly it was someone that definitely I knew it was like between a few people that I all didn't get along with that could be the new HOH. I also probably wouldn't sit there in silence when that's taking, like an hour of interrogations and everyone's just so giddy and happy. It would feel terrible. But so I don't blame her on that aspect. But for Katherine as a game player so far, I just want to see so much more because it really is.
oh, I hard agree.
I think it was Jameson who pointed out. It's just like it was Shy Boy. That she really doesn't talk to that many people. Like she doesn't like she's not like with Rylie and then like we're still playing the game. It's just like we're kind of here, and when she does talk to me, it's just kind of mean. Like, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Or she's like talking to Vince, being like, I can't stand Ashley. I want to get her out of this Everett house like right now, like things like that all the time.
Yeah.
And so, but she has an energy that is, I think, like you said, refreshing to an extent. I just need her away from Rylie to see more of like what she can do, because I think she's one of those players that people, you may have said, I really liked what you said. Like we need, Rachel has to argue with a hot person every single year. And I've never heard, because I haven't heard that point before. But I would love for Katherine to be that kind of role to just like Rachel's foil at all points until they inevitably fall in love, and then they're in the final two together, and then they have to argue against each other. It's like an enemy love affair kind of thing. But yeah, that's Katherine. Zach, did you give your argument for Katherine?
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here. I mean, I was just giving Nick a hard time. Like she's definitely there. Would I root for her? No. 'Cause I kind of wonder, she's one of those people that I can't wait to have their comeuppance, like, kind of thing, where it's like, she can be a bitch to everyone else she wants. And, like, I mean, if she's fighting with Rachel, yeah, sure, keep on doing it. Like, it's fine. Would I want her to win? No. I feel like that'd be boring. But,
I don't know how Katherine would get in a spot where she could win the game. I feel like
yeah,
a little interesting, actually.
The way she's playing so far, she's not exactly building up a coalition by any means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be votes for someone to win. It'd be votes against Katherine to win.
Yeah, I like that Shy Boy just called her bold. I think that is a nice way to describe Katherine. She's definitely bold. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, you have so many people who just like are like so scared or like don't want to do things, and Catherine's like, why are you laughing, Ashley? It's like she's like confrontational, and I like that, because if you have somebody like Rachel that's confrontational in the house in a season like this where she's the only vet, everyone's just gonna like follow Rachel and do whatever Rachel wants to do. And I'm not saying like Katherine is like the opposition to Rachel, but like she kind of like balances out a little bit. You need like another personality in there if like you're just gonna cast a bunch of people who are gonna be scared the whole time. So I don't know. I think bold is a nice way to describe her. So thank you, Shy Boy.
Yeah, and it's for us to sit here saying like we're complaining about two players arguing with each other, absolutely not. Like I will take that any day on this show, and that's how it should be. It's just the game surrounding all of these people is just so rough to watch, and so it makes those moments feel like undeserved sometimes, where it's like y'all are yelling at each other, but y'all ain't doing anything otherwise. But Yeah, I like how y'all are analyzing Katherine. It's still early in the game too. Like this is very early in Katherine's game, I think. And which I mean, she could have easily gone up this week and she didn't. So we'll see how that goes down the line. And of
Yeah,
course,
I
she has
mean-
someone who's willing to get evicted for her,
Right.
Which is a good thing.
She's
typically in the
that
game.
powerful. I'm kidding. That's so sarcasm, but you know.
Yeah.
I think if Rylie does leave, I just see like a very nice trajectory for Katherine, especially because then she's gonna be closer with Lauren, who is close with Zach and Vince, I feel like at this point. So, and we're sitting here saying how Zach and Vince are probably gonna be the final two. So
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, take Rylie out of the equation, it really helps Katherine's game out a lot. But Riley's also being like, evict me over her. Rylie was like not gonna use the veto so that way she wouldn't go up. Like crazy stuff. And it's week 4. Like they've only been in there like 30 days. And he's
Yeah.
already like ready to like die for her. It's like really crazy. So,
Die, marry, get her lips tattooed on his neck,
delete all his dating apps. Like
Yeah, there's a lot of things Riley's ready for when it comes to Katherine outside of this house.
Another thing-
he's already got it all planned. So
Well, another thing I will say, the one thing I do find weird about Katherine is how obsessed she is with Ashley.
well, yeah, I mean from day one they've definitely been bickering.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been more her than Ashley. Like, I mean, obviously,
Well, yeah, because Ashley doesn't have
No.
the social awareness to even realize when someone's mad at her. Like last night, she was telling Rylie that he needs to have a better hold on his emotions. She said that to him, like honestly, like genuinely, and like right. And of course, that was like when Katherine and Rylie were on the hammock. Ashley's talking to them, and as soon as Ashley leaves, Katherine's just like, "I didn't like a second of that conversation." It's like, yeah, we know, Katherine, you don't like Ashley, but when Ashley says stuff like that, I'm like, yeah. I can see why you don't enjoy talking to Ashley all the time, but it's kind of funny to me as a someone viewing it from afar. But she does seem very focused in on Ashley when I feel like she could be doing something else with her game at times, because I don't think her feelings towards Ashley, like you said, are the same feelings of Ashley towards her, and maybe she'll realize that and use it to her advantage a little bit more. I don't know.
maybe she won't, and this will keep
Or
on
maybe,
going.
or maybe she will. Maybe like most of these house guests, maybe she won't. And Rylie will actually just be her number one through the whole season, like everyone else is slowly turning into. Okay. Do we want to go to the accusation, the final part of the episode last night where Rylie points to Ashley? I didn't show Ashley talking to Rylie, and I have another clip of when Mickey tells Rachel, you have to act, and Rachel's like, well, actually, I was from 2010 to 2014, the long-standing, what was it? What did she call it? A bikini waitress or something?
I think so.
On Bold and the Beautiful.
What is going on? Yes.
So that was fun. But the end of the episode, we have the official moment where Rylie has to stand up in front of everyone and accuse somebody of being or playing the power. And he is, as we know, fully incorrect. And here is that clip. And I kind of loved this. Of course, Ava... It starts off Ava really, really nervous, like most things.
I've completed my interrogations. After careful consideration, I'm ready to make my accusation.
Do it.
The person I believe dethroned me is
Holly.
Ashley.
It gave me that vibe.
Will the person with the HOH interrogation power please stand?
With a real Slim Shady, please stand up.
Sorry, Rylie. You lied to my face, Mickey.
I didn't.
You did.
You didn't ask me.
I did ask you. And you
didn't
came
ask
up there and
me,
talked to me, Mickey. And you were scared.
I
Because
wasn't
you
scared.
thought you were going to go home because I was HOH without even talking to me.
He was gonna nominate her, which is the funny part about
Come on.
I still love you, Riley, but
I love
this
you
is a
too,
game.
Mickey. Throw my ass out of here.
She can't.
Out of my face.
I didn't, Rylie.
Why are you taking my HOA?
It's a game.
It's a game. It's a game.
Who said that?
Mickey.
Why are you?
I was
taking
trying to
my
figure that
HOH?
out too.
I think Ashley.
It's a game.
Okay.
It's a game. It's a game.
Yeah, it was
Oh, it was
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah.
Mickey, I would have never done anything to you.
Rylie, I really am sorry.
You don't even
Cab.
Also, this is a good point to look at because this is Rylie lying, and I think he's like not a horrible liar, but I think mostly because it bleeds into his like also fault. Because I think I read it
You're
as a lot of the
right.
things that he says to Katherine, which I don't even know if he fully believes. But I think he could be worse at lying in this moment. Which I mean, it may turn worse because we saw at the end of the episode they're like yelling at each other in a I can't remember what room they were in when the credits were rolling, but that's kind of how what we heard from the retells is that there was a lot more yelling between them two. So I think hopefully we get more of that. And I should also, this is a good time to point out, we got like 10 minutes of this part of the episode as a reminder to everybody. What are you playing? Oh, Ava with the clown. I just saw it.
I saw it too.
But I thought this part of the episode was like completely underused, especially since we didn't get to see a second of it. The fact that it was left to the last 15 minutes of the entire episode, I think is abysmal. I think you could have easily pushed this into your extra 30 minutes, that you have on your Wednesday episode. But no, you're going to play the veto competition just on like steroids, and you're going to have it last 45 minutes of the episode instead of just like 30.
I hate it.
And I think that's awful. I think it's terrible. It's no good. And I think it's because they think that they're going to get an award nomination based on their competition prowess and how much money that they put into their competition building. And I don't think they care about the strategy part of the game sometimes. But that's just my opinion. Either way, though, I think it's just a disservice to everybody when they leave something cool like this to just like a fraction of a second in an episode, what it feels like.
I think they should have just like ended this episode on a cliffhanger of who played the Big Brother interrogation power.
Well, we know who played it.
Well, I know, but casuals don't.
The voice is confused.
Yes, they do.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, wait.
They know that
They
she has the power.
Well, they should have kept it a secret.
Sure. She didn't even keep it a secret. She went and told people the second she got it.
Okay, how about
that
this?
should have been the biggest
How
red
about
flag
this?
for Mickey for me.
How about, will Mickey be able to activate her HOH takeover, or will Rylie not be able to sniff out the rat?
There we go. I did. Okay, you brought that up. Oh, sorry, Nick. I'll let you go in a second. But before I forget, they did say the bread lover was toast in the beginning of last night's episode for Adrian's eviction. Amazing. I thought that was fantastic.
Do you
More
think
like that, please.
Do you think they just made that bread segment include that just so they could?
They
have
saw
that
the writing
bit?
on the wall for Adrian and the DR. They were like, "Hey, look what we found." They just toss it to him.
And they're like,
'cause they're in
they gave me this bread. They said, do something with it.
Yeah, they said specifically that if I got evicted, they wanted me to carry it out of the house with me. I don't know what that's all about.
They said they were going to give me a bread pillow when I get home.
Yeah, weird. Sorry, Nick. Go ahead with what you were saying.
I was gonna say I feel like they rushed even the interrogation bit because we didn't even see Mickey's conversation with him. Right?
No, we didn't see anybody's but Zach's and Ashley's.
And Ashley's, right? And then for him to be like, "Mickey, you lied." Well, did she? Because I don't know. We didn't
that's
see
just
what
bad,
the hell was said.
It's just
like,
bad editing at that point. Yeah.
I have no idea if Mickey lied or not. I know Rylie is, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very like weird because I would think they would show at least a snippet of Mickey's interrogation with him, given she is the one playing the power. Like, I mean, I understood why they showed Ashley, and I understand why they showed Zach, right? But like, why not just show like something of their conversation? We saw nothing, and then it's like this whole thing in front of the whole house of like, well, you lied to me, and it's like, well, we don't know, number one, but we know that Rylie definitely was putting her on the block.
Yeah.
So we know that Rylie is definitely lying in front of the whole house right now. So
Well,
I
they
don't
want
know.
you to
And-
tune in to Big Brother Unlocked with Derek Levaster and Taylor Hale as they unlock that footage that they just decided not to show you.
Okay, not too much of my girl now.
No,
Oh,
I
I'm
wasn't-
sorry.
it wasn't
She's
that. It was
included
just
on
about Big Brother
she-
Unlocked in general because I don't want to watch it.
I don't want
okay?
to watch
I'm
it either.
sorry.
It shows on 3
Like, I'm
times a week. That's
sorry.
enough for
Right.
me.
I
And
don't need
24
it.
hours a
I'm
day.
sorry.
Well, that's kind
Y'all
of,
telling me
It's
that
really
you
not.
didn't watch it?
No.
I'm telling everybody right now, I'm not watching an episode of Unlocked. You cannot convince me.
Maybe I'll watch
I'm
it
barely
this
convinced to
week.
watch 3 episodes of this show a week. So,
Even if I told
know.
you your favorite player was going to be on there,
Who?
no, it's Roxy's favorite player. I think we established.
Jasmine.
Who?
Oh, yeah. I would watch if Jasmine was a host. I don't know.
Same.
Maybe it was just Jasmine haters.
No, I just-
Jasmine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's,
Jasmine's
it's
the
like
one
on a
hosting.
Weird, why is it on Friday night too? That's so like.
Because there's nothing else going on.
There's not too many days to work with, you know.
I'd
Okay.
rather
You know,
just
they already
watch
have
the
Wednesday.
lights.
Yes.
They already have Monday. No, wait, no, they don't have Monday. They already have Sunday.
They have all of these things. Okay. Let's talk about. Okay, I guess all we really have to talk about at this point is catching up from Mickey's HOH takeover, which I could recap it pretty quickly. I think.
Who's ready for a takeover?
Like I said
Not Rylie.
earlier, Mickey ends up nominating Kelly, Keanu, and Rylie. So Rylie ends up going on the block. To go over quickly what happens in between all of these things, we pretty much have Rylie becoming good in the eyes of Mickey through all of these talks. Of course, he is pissed off when he is not in the HOH room with Mickey, talking all kinds of stuff about Mickey and everybody else that wronged him, you know, to Katherine. While intermittently being like, Katherine, I will literally die for you. I just want to remind you because it's been a minute since I said that last.
Catherine, you died on the cross for my sins, so I will do the same.
It's God, it's in like 2 days. I think we'll probably be saying that. And so, they're all on the block.
Her missed.
Everyone's becoming cooler and cooler with Rylie, even though he's literally the only person who is confirmed having a final 2 with somebody, and it's the most obvious thing on earth. They're cool with it. It's fine. We have Morgan in the HOH room nonstop with Mickey. Mickey and Morgan's relationship, I think, has been growing rockier and rockier by the day, and I think last night really also had a big point to talk about with all of this. But anyway, Keanu ends up coming up. They start discussing Jimmy, which pre-veto, they're all eyes were set on Keanu. He was the target. We got to get Keanu out. There was even a whole prayer circle about them just hoping that Keanu doesn't win the competition. And it's the stupidest thing on earth because Mickey's getting in there just being like, but he's like all doing things like, but he's also, I hope he like has a good time at home. And I hope he lives like a great life, but like, we don't need him in here, which I'm like, what? First off. And then post veto, Keanu wins. And now we're like talking to Keanu and we're celebrating with him because we just figured out that Jimmy is actually the person we should be targeting. And we're like, where did that come from? Where did that come from at all? Because like Jimmy was not someone that I didn't even think that was a possibility. Like it seemed like that was almost a for sure. Like Jimmy's probably been sitting pretty good up until you brought this up with Keanu and everything. And so once Jimmy comes up after these conversations, after the veto competition, it's like they didn't go back at that point. And of course, nobody in their right mind, especially Zach and Vince, are gonna go up there. Or Katherine, for that matter, or Rylie, or really anybody is going to go up there and hear you say Jimmy's name or get baited into saying Jimmy's name and hear you be like, I could, maybe we could go after him and not agree with that. Because they all see it as like, I thought you were good with Jimmy, but I guess if you're not, you could put him on the block. And that's what ended up happening here. And I wish I could recap fully how stupid that this is. Like, I wish I could sit here and say, like, undersell how dumb that this is for Mickey and Morgan specifically, or for Mickey to go from being so high preseason to where she is now. And then also Mickey and Jimmy talking about the ChatGPT thing yesterday or 2 days ago about how they also would just search that on how to strategize for Big Brother made me lose all hope for this season almost right then and there. Made me question even talking about any of this, on this Monday afternoon. But yeah, let's just talk about Jimmy now. I think we're going to talk a long time about this because it is one of the dumbest moves I can remember, probably just since last year, honestly. But it's still the case needs to be made that, like, why are these house guests never making the right move that we see that should be obvious even to them, especially to Morgan. I feel like Morgan knows the dynamics well enough in this game. Mickey knows the dynamics well enough in this game to not put Jimmy on the block. So Nick, Zach, help me. Why is Jimmy on the block? Why are Mickey and Morgan doing this? Or pretty much how chat was chatting, you know, at the beginning of this podcast before we really got to it an hour and 20 minutes later. But why is this happening? Help me.
Because he didn't get out who we wanted.
Yeah. And that's a good point, though. Jimmy didn't do what he was supposed to do on his HOH either. Jimmy was one of these failed HOHs, but Mickey putting up Jimmy is a new level of bad.
What was
in my mind?
What was he even supposed to do? Remind me.
Well, he targeted Keanu at first, like everybody has.
Yeah.
5 nominations.
Casey ends up winning the veto for Keanu, and we ended up moving on. So Amy ends up going. But we had to do a whole work, which, I mean, you could argue that Jimmy wasn't even supposed to put up Amy. You know, Jimmy's sitting there with Amy saying, I got 10 votes for you. I got 10 votes for you that I counted. You're going to be fine. But that's just because everyone was saying to Jimmy what they, you know, he wanted to hear, while they're all pitching literally anybody else to go on the block in place of Keanu. That is not someone easy like Amy. But we're left with that. We're left with that option. Or at least Amy is the target. So Jimmy didn't do what he was supposed to do on his HOH, but Mickey is doing the same exact thing that Jimmy was doing, but even more to a bad degree, because now she's falling into the hands of, you know, Vince and Zach, who are already running this game well enough. And she had the opportunity last night, even, because she's having these conversations, Mickey is, with Ava, about Vince, because Ava has been gunning for Vince kind of lightly for the past couple weeks now. And of course, Ava's going to bring it up to Mickey. And I think Mickey had points last night where she was like, maybe I should put up Vince. And she talked to Morgan about this. And this is where I get so frustrated with Morgan the most, is that she has such blinders on for Vince and Zach, who I think are, in Zach's case, maybe a little bit doing a little bit better about how much he is controlling the game. Vince, very upfront and very like, I mean, I don't think at this point Vince is even slightly like disguising his game at this point. I think everyone's well aware that everyone feels good with Vince. And like Will said, like, if you're good with everybody, you're good with nobody. And he sees that about Vince. Like everyone's seeing what Vince is doing, and you have these pitches. And also Mickey knows that Morgan is going to be more attached to Vince and Zach than to her at a certain point, just because of how much she's defending them. And I think there was even points last night where she said, why Vince and Zach are your numbers. They're not my numbers. And I feel like that alone should tell Mickey everything she needs to know about these moves are not for her. They are for somebody else. And of course, like, she has the moral boundaries of just like, I don't want to seem like a bad person, you know, with all these things, which is like, why are you on this show in the first place? But I'm going to stop. I'm going to get off my soapbox because I feel like I keep getting on it because I'm so frustrated about this season and this cast. I'll open up the floor. Either of you would add on to the mess.
I don't know. It's just like frustrating. And it's like, you know, the reasoning of like, oh, like Jimmy got rid of Amy, who was with them. I get it, right? But like the response is, let's now get rid of Jimmy. Like it doesn't track to me, especially when you have, you know, I was just sitting here on my soapbox about Katherine. You have Katherine over there not yelling, but, you know, getting into a scuffle with Rachel and Ashley, and who's buddy with Rylie. And it's like I can understand to an extent not wanting to take the shot at Vince or Zach or whatever the case is. Okay, I get it. And I don't even think Morgan's thinking like that. But I'm just saying, I understand the hesitation of wanting to go after a Vince or a Zach, whatever. But there's so many other people. And the way they said it was like, I have no options.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's always that. Yeah.
What do you mean? There is so many people still in the damn game.
Yeah, I can count. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how Katherine just like didn't get put up. And I love Katherine, like I just said. I like her a lot. I don't understand why she's not on the block. That doesn't make sense. I don't even know if he brought up the whole like Rachel thing yet, and how
No.
like Rachel was like, I wasn't watching the feeds for all of this, and I don't know if you guys were, but the whole
I know
like
what you're talking
Rachel
about.
pitching for
Yes.
Ava to go up, but it
No,
was actually like herself or something like
yeah,
that.
I saw that
don't know if you
live.
can shine.
So
Perfect. Shine some light on that for me.
So Rachel is talking to Mickey yesterday, and it gets so weird so fast. Like the energy was just off for a normal game conversation, because she starts talking about Ava, and maybe we should put up Ava. Like maybe Ava should be the renom. And then I'm like, okay, this came out of nowhere. But also to be fair, at this point, I'm like, this is a terrible thing for Rachel to say. I'm like, but it was so, even the Jimmy move was out of the realm of possibility for me. So her saying Ava was like, oh, what? But I was kind of like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense for this week also, that Rachel would just be like, also my final two, Ava. I think we should put her up. So that was a little off at first. But then they started crying about it. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, it felt weird. And I was like, what is, like, did they put something in the house this year? Like, is there, I think someone said, like, is there a gas leak in the house? I've seen that a lot. Like, it does seem like that way. So when they were crying about it, and Rachel's like, you want to really send someone to just sit around for 5 weeks in jury? And I was like, oh, I remember Rachel talking about that earlier for herself. And then I am not smart enough. I did not put it together that there was an established code now for Rachel talking about herself. So I was just kind of left that moment as like, oh, well, that was weird. And then I saw someone being like, okay, Ava was code for herself. And I'm like, okay, great. So I didn't see it all at first. I just thought it was like a weird moment for them talking about Ava. And I was like, okay, its emotions are crazy in this game. But that's where, so I went through a moment of, no, not Ava. And then I was like, oh, she's just talking about herself. Wait, I don't want her to talk about herself. So yeah, we, on top of everything, on top of Jimmy going on the block, on top of all of our, like, I feel like if you have a favorite cast member this year, they're just all making a bad move at some point. So we're all collectively disappointed, which we're in the same club, I guess. Great. But it's like, don't feel like I can win at all. And so on top of all of that, of course, Rachel Rylie is wanting to quit the game, which, I mean, you can talk about whether or not that was her genuine feelings. I think they were in that moment. And I know they had, like, I know Brendan, like, put out a message, like, not too long after that, just like, even half-truths can be a lie. Like, it's like, okay, I get you're trying to, fan the flames, or not fan the flames, put out the flames entirely. But I think Rachel does definitely have those feelings. I get more and more worried about those feelings as the days go on. So that was that moment that I feel like was very necessary to talk about, but it's kind of in the realm of the Jimmy just craziness of, I'm so tired of all of these people right now.
That's just adding to my word to describe this week earlier when you asked me in the beginning of the podcast, disappointment. Like, I don't know. I get Rachel probably does miss her family, and I know everybody has their weak moments in the game. But this is Rachel damn Rylie. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you want to go home? Shut up. No, you don't. Get up. Get off the ground and stand up. You don't want to go home. Stop playing like it's annoying. Like, play the damn game. And I know Rachel wants to be there. I think she was just having a weak moment. But, like, even Rachel is disappointing me this week. And, like, that's when you know. It's like, holy crap. Like, can you all stop acting like this?
I don't know. I feel like, well, this is one of the reasons why she needs Brendan, like, to, like, center herself a little bit.
She lasted so long without him in 13. She won after he got evicted. Like,
I mean, yeah, mind you, again, this is about the point where she starts, getting a little off her game a little bit. It happened in 12. It is about the time that she went home. She was winning HOHs a little bit, but it was about the time that she went home. In 13, this was about the time whenever, like, she was getting in fights with people because with Jordan and Jeff a little bit.
I think that was a
So
little later in the game though, because they were already in jury when Danny and Jeff were out.
what?
Danny
Talking
and
about
Jeff
Jordan. I'm talking about Jordan and Jeff.
Yeah, weren't they? Oh, I thought you were talking about when her
No,
and
I'm talking
Jordan
about
were getting
whenever
into
Danny.
fights
No,
with
whenever.
the Kalia and Shelly and all of
No, I'm
them.
talking about the Dominic week. Whenever she got mad.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
But like, I I also can see it as a good game move though. Like maybe she's trying to.
I don't think that's what she was doing.
I don't know. I don't know. I could see it as maybe she thinks that if they think that she's weak, if they think that she's not giving her all in things, just keep her around.
I don't think that's what she was getting at, honestly. I think Rachel's
Or
down
maybe
on
maybe
herself.
she is feels all about this about Ava. She's not speaking in code. She
Yeah,
actually
she's
thinks-
actually talking about Ava.
Right? Can you imagine? That'd be like the plot twist of it all, right? I think Rachel has a lot of self-doubt this season. From what I've seen on the feeds and stuff like that, where she'll talk about like, I can't even win a competition and like stuff like that. And I feel like, she's comparing herself to her last 2 seasons, and it's like, well, yeah, you're one of them, girl. You're not going to be able to like do the exact same thing again. Like every single winner doesn't win the exact same way. So, and I was reading chat saying like she felt like that after Ashley had told her that she'd probably end up being the first juror, which I didn't see any of that. So, given that context, I get it too, because it's kind of like, who wants to be told like, oh, we're just gonna fling you the second we get to jury, and it's like, well, that kind of
Well, especially since she's been the first juror before too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think Rachel something needs to happen in order for her like spark to like come back, because I can feel like we're like slowly seeing it like kind of diminish, and I don't know. I think she's just down on herself. Like I said, I feel like there's a lot of negative self-talk going on for her, and like I said, she's probably comparing herself a lot to what she did in the past. And I get it. You came in, you were a bad bitch, and you won 13. You were winning all these competitions right out of the bat. Even on 12, she won the first 2 out of 3 HOHs, I'm pretty sure it was, or something like that, or whatever it was. So she's used to like,
she won the second one.
right, so she's used to like by now having at least an HOH under her belt, or a veto or something, and she's got nothing yet.
And then
it's
13
like
she won the first HOH too.
she did, yeah. So it's like, I feel like, she's not used to this. I feel like this cast is kind of putting her in like the cerebral, if that makes sense, like where she's there, she's got her people, but at the same time she's just like there. I don't know if that makes sense or not, because she's not, her alliance doesn't want to go to the end with her, and the other side wants her out. So what is she gonna do?
She's gonna buckle up her bootstraps, and then she's gonna win the next HOH. I feel like this is a prime time for a Rachel Rylie HOH.
I would love a Rachel Rylie HOH. I feel like she needs it. And that's what I was talking about, like with like the negative self-talk and stuff like that, right? I feel like she needs something in order to kind of like reassure herself, like, no, like I still got this. Like I'm still here. Because I feel like things haven't been going her way in a way. Like, she lost Amy, and Amy was like her number one person in the game. And then I guess she wanted Adrian out last week, but like, I don't know.
Say
like,
out.
So I don't know. I feel like she needs something in order to reassure herself that like, like I'm still Rachel Rylie. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, producers, rig a competition, please.
I was about to say, the next
give her one. Like
the next HOH competition is gonna have like an alternate prize where you get a free phone call with Brendan Villegas. Like, you're like, oh, I wonder who's gonna get that.
I woke up today and I realized today was going to be a good day.
I also agree. I think Rachel needs something to get her momentum going, because she has had momentum in the past that kind of escalated. And I really just like, I know someone pointed out in chat earlier that like she was also one of those people pushing Vince really hard to Mickey, and has clocked Vince pretty early on in the game. which is what I think that house needs.
I don't
at
know
a
why
certain
these
point.
people. I don't know why these people are thirsting over fucking Vince. He is literally an unemployed man.
Because he just, anytime they talk to him, he just agrees with you. He agrees with you, and he's happy about it. And he's easy to talk to, I think, is the biggest thing about Vince. And
See, someone needs to be like, you know what? I think Hitler was right. And then then he'd be like,
Whoa.
oh, yes. And then
Where
if he
did
agrees,
that come from?
yeah,
I'm
where
just
did
saying
that came out
something-
of nowhere.
That was so
something off the
dramatic.
wall. Something
Colton
off the wall.
just joined after getting
Oh.
off work, and now
And
this is
that's
the first
what-
thing
what-
he hears.
Yeah, thanks, Zach.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
haven't
anyway.
heard that Vince comparison yet, but
Yeah.
I would say that like there are even people in the game that see Vince's prowess and are also just like, I understand that this is what he's doing, but he's good with me, which is the ultimate
That's
thing
the
to do
kiss
wrong.
of death.
Yes,
Yes, Barrett,
like-
exactly. You're all sitting there being like, oh, he thinks he's like, everyone thinks they're good with Vince, but like, I'm good with Vince. And it's like, you can't all be good with Vince. Hello. Look how much damn time he spent in the damn room whenever someone wins HOH.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel
You
like
know-
every single time I turn on the feeds too, it's always him, Zach, and Lauren in a room together. And it's
He's
like,
everywhere. Yeah.
how is this not like so obvious if you're in the same house as them?
There's a nice world where like I think obviously I want Jimmy to win the blockbuster this week. I think that brings the most
Yes.
drama. I don't love Jimmy as a game player. I think he's not played well at all so far. I think this might be something that propels him to play the game a little bit harder. Outside of we may have to break
feel
our
like he's
Chat
gonna
GPT strategy a little bit,
I
but
feel like he's going to play the game harder in the worst way. He'll be like, I nominate Rachel, Zach, and Mickey or Morgan or something. And then, like, terrible for him.
yes, they could go the opposite way. You're right. Jimmy could just be like, oh, well, now he would like say Jimmy wins HOH. He may fully be on, well, I'm just going to go after the people I was working with directly. And Zach and Vince are going to be like, yes, do that. Absolutely. You should. So we could see that too. I mean, why would I be confident that Jimmy would do anything good with power again? But that's why we need Rachel to win an HOH, because I think she actually would do something a little bit smart.
I totally forgot that Rachel was hardcore pushing for Vince to go up, which is like
Because he
so,
needed
like,
to go up.
weird, like the switch, right? Because like we were just saying, like she was kind of like talking about Ava, and we thought it was about herself, and then all of a sudden it's like Vince. And my friend, it was funny, I was talking to one of my friends about it, and he was like, was this like her master plan to like make it emotional and then be like, don't put me up, put up Vince instead? And it's like maybe Rachel is like the low-key mastermind of the season.
Someone said we need to see a DR about it. I don't think they're ever going to show that clip. So
Hell no.
They're not talking.
They're
about
not
that at
going to
all.
show that clip at all. Of
Also,
Rachel
if
being like, put up
yeah.
Ava, like no.
No, like actually, if Mickey went into the DR before the ceremony and was like, I'm going to put up Rachel, I think they would literally be like, no, you can't do that. Actually,
She's
like,
ineligible. Like
we're gonna step. The guy Grodner would like step in, like come through the house, and just be like, you can't do that.
that's not possible.
But
They pull out that book that's like, we actually have it on tape that you told Rachel that you were going to put her up, so you can't put her up now. You know what they did with Brendan and Brittany?
yeah, I mean, I think we're not done with the ways in which production could try to keep Rachel Rylie in this game. Believe me, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think look out. I can't wait to see what the HOH competition is next week. If it's going to be one that like Rachel's one of the past, you never
it's gonna
know.
be
Hang into this banana for as long as you can.
Oh, I've seen this one before.
Or it's gonna
Adrian
be
built this in his fucking bathroom.
like, welcome to Brendan's Funhouse or something.
Brendan's
It's gonna be-
Funhouse. Oh God.
Trivia about Brendan.
Okay, so we talked about Jimmy a lot. We've talked about Rachel a lot. We've talked about Mickey and Morgan a lot. Obviously, bad week. Entertaining week, bad week in the Big Brother house yet again. We can talk a little bit about scenarios. I don't think it's as like we're gonna have a tie vote like we were last week, but right now we do have Jimmy, Kelly, and Rylie on the block. And if Kelly, I think if, oh God, I think Jimmy's toast, like Adrian was, if he does not win the blockbuster, unfortunately, because I think so. I think pretty easily. I think even against Kelly, Jimmy would go. I think more people would bite at the opportunity to get rid of Jimmy, obviously. And then I don't think Rylie goes in any scenario right now.
But why?
Well, so like, do you think that?
But why? I ask that question every day in this season, Zach.
Yeah, me too. So do you think that like Ashley, Morgan, Rachel are all gonna like evict Jimmy next to like Rylie?
Mickey said verbatim, "I want to send Jimmy home this week," in a room with Morgan, Zach, and Vince last night. So,
oh my God, what is going on?
Yeah, so
I
if
thought
Jimmy
he was just like a pawn.
No, he's done for. So if Jimmy is on the block after the blockbuster against Kelly or Rylie, he'll be going home.
This is crazy.
And I'm bold enough to even say right now that if it was Jimmy versus Kelly, which I think is has the chance of being slightly closer, unless Jimmy can somehow build like his force, which is going to be hard considering his force nominated him, but there's no way he could figure out all of these votes because who's in cahoots to put him on the block right now? It's like 4 votes. And people that he would have had otherwise, or that we thought he had otherwise. But it will be, just think about this. Will, Vince, Rylie, Rachel may be iffy on voting out Jimmy if she doesn't agree with it, of course. Morgan is on board. Lauren would be on board. Kiana was going to evict Jimmy. Katherine's going to evict Jimmy. And that's already 7, so it's well more than enough.
That's insane to me that this is like what's about to happen.
And again, I'll say it because I said it last week. It's Monday, but our predictions last Monday ended up being pretty accurate, minus the tie, which was because of Ava. Thanks, Ava. But
no, genuinely, thank you.
I mean, that's fine. I was okay with that. Adrian went. It was cool. But
that didn't sound sincere.
It was a little. It doesn't matter. This season doesn't matter to me yet. So, I mean, it does, but in all the wrong ways. But yeah, Jimmy's going to be going. If it's Kelly versus Rylie, Kelly's going to be going. Pretty easy vote there as well. So that's where we're at this week. We're caught up. Is everyone feeling great? Does everyone feel happy about this?
I feel so happy.
Also, Jimmy had no idea he was going on the block. I need to say that it was a true blindside, so we will see that on Wednesday's episode if we get
blindside butterbeans.
Unless they want to do a cliffhanger into our short Thursday episode, which I wouldn't put it past them to do a 90-minute episode and put a cliffhanger again.
Oh yeah, they did some type of weird segment on last Wednesday. It was like pointless.
They did. What did they do last Wednesday? They showed Adrian's bread segment on Thursdays,
which is stupid.
I can't remember what they did on Wednesdays then, what segments they had. I just know they did veto for a long time. I mean, they showed might as well shown everyone in full retrieving their bad guys crystal. That was part of it. The bad guys 2 thing at the very end of the episode. But I think that went right into the veto ceremony, so they didn't do anything extra around that.
Let me see. Watch now.
Eli said Mickey told Jimmy right before on feeds. Okay, so maybe we will see that moment. That's good to know. Either way, Jimmy last night, I guess it was last night, because Jimmy was getting like energy from Mickey during like HOH conversations where he's like, talking to Rachel last night was even like, I think I might be a consideration for the block. I don't know why I feel that way, which made me think, okay, well, someone in DR also definitely was just like, what if you went up this week, Jimmy? And probably spooked him as well. He was also talking about like, if you put me on the block, get ready for a TV moment. You better like, you do not want to put me on the block right now. And then of course the feeds come back on and he's just like silent, which is about Jimmy. A lot of talk and not a lot of delivery, but also like, I feel bad for him at the same time. He definitely doesn't deserve this kind of treatment from his alliance members, because he is with that side. He may have, and I feel like they should have known that to this degree at this point, especially more so than like Vince and Zach, especially Vince and Zach. But I get why you would think Jimmy is a suspicious player at the same time. I can't blame them for that because he is inherently a suspicious, aggressive player at times. But I just like I and it may have been like listening to any updates that Taryn was giving. Is like he is also a vote though. Like where he puts his vote is where it should matter, and he has voted with you every single time that he could. And it's just like it seems like that HOH week for him destroyed a level of trust that he was never going to be able to climb back from. And to be fair, I've never seen. No, that's not true. I think Mickey's case of losing trust in Jimmy is a very special one that was probably inflated by everyone around her wanting her to make this bad move, and Morgan especially so, which Morgan is like as unforgivable, kind of bad move on her part. But I know people are talking about you have blinders in these games when it comes to guys, and Morgan seems to be that case for a lot of people, or for people right now.
Now I remember why I didn't like the segments, because of Vince. It was all Vince, that episode, and I hated it so much. Freaking talking about, I don't need to get paid for veto.
Yes.
Oh, I don't need to promise anything to anyone. So I'm going to tell Kelly that I'm going to use the veto, but I'm actually not going to do it. So I'm going to tell Keanu that I'm going to use the veto, but I'm not actually going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to tell Will that I'm actually going to use the veto, but I'm not going to do that. It'll be terrible for me to win the veto.
Yeah, that was a lot. And then, of course, we have him during the veto just waiting there after getting his crystal back to his button and just being like, how long do I have to wait to make it seem like I didn't throw this? But he ended up getting third still.
Yeah, Lauren was pretty good. Like, Lauren almost won.
Yeah, Lauren was only like 20 seconds behind Keanu, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I just want him to lose. Because that's the one thing I don't like about the Blockbuster, is you can't backdoor anyone anymore, or at least right now. Not until jury.
Yeah, because that's what the Blockbuster or whatever the AI arena I feel like was like meant to do.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I get it. I feel like this season I'm not that big of a fan of the Blockbuster, because I feel like the thing with like Big Brother and like them doing repeating twists like this is that they learn how to game it now. And it's like, okay, we're just going to put up Keanu and Kelly every single friggin' week.
Yes.
And like that's literally what it's gonna be until the Blockbuster is not a thing anymore, because they don't want to put people up because they know somebody is going to stay. And like, yeah, they knew that last year too, but I feel like it's like fresh and they're not able to completely game it yet. But now they've watched 26 and they know, okay, Tucker volunteered to go up every single week, so Kelly's gonna volunteer to go up every week this week. And it's like it defeats the whole purpose of it. And you're right, Zach, they can't backdoor people anymore. They can't do things like that anymore, because guess what? There's another competition on eviction night and you don't know who's going to be the two final noms, which is supposed to be exciting and fun, but it's not when you're putting up the same 2-3 people every single week.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Zach. No, you go.
Okay. I will say the only good thing about it though is that Jimmy still has a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I guess we needed this. I guess we needed this season because, anyone can go up on the block. But this house has me thinking, I'm still going to say this, like this house still has me thinking like, oh yeah, you really don't have that many people to nominate, because they keep on saying it over and over again. Like, I can only nominate these 3 people. I can't nominate anyone else. Oh, it's going to be so hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you know what? I gotta say, in the history of Big Brother, everyone does this every single week. Yeah. I think it's gonna be okay if you nominate a bunch of people, because this has happened before. You will not be the last. And
Dan didn't do it.
Yeah, Dan didn't have to do this, man. Yeah, if only
that's what someone needs to do. Play key roulette.
If only there was a way you didn't have to win HOH, If only.
Right.
If only you had that choice or something. But yeah, this house astounds me. And I don't really have like a subject to talk about with this. And then we have to do our winner picks and the Lions chart and all that still. But I just need to say, like, this house is astonishing to me because, like, they do have a weird moral high ground, like Tom was talking about in chat, while also having, like, such a lack of knowledge of the game that it's, like, frustrating. It is so frustrating to watch someone every single week just say, I don't want to do this because I'll look like a bad person. I don't want to do this because I'll feel bad. I don't want to do this because I don't know how this game works sometimes, even this year. Like, I get tired of that. And this season is full of people who seem to want to have, like, that one-track mindset of I want to please the house and then some. But everything that they do is not pleasing the house. It's like everyone has these false ideas of what pleasing the house really means. Because pleasing the house isn't just nominating the same people over and over again. Pleasing the house is, like, listening to who people want you to renominate and then maybe taking a majority from that. That is listening to the house. And each week we've had so far, I think a majority of people say that they would like someone targeted or renominated. And that HOH doesn't do it. Like, they don't, because they don't believe that that is convenient for them. So it's like a weird combination of I want to please the house, but also I can be selfish. But both of them are wrong with the way that they're playing it out.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it. I don't get how this happened. And I don't think it's the blockbuster. I think it's maybe blockbuster is a little bit more scary to someone who's, like, newer to the game and doesn't want to ruffle too many feathers. I get that. But, like, what are you doing? Like, what is the point? And, like, I hate to say it again, 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to reference Katherine. What is the point of building someone's resume by putting them on the block every single week? Not a lot. It's convenient in the short term.
But guys, she just put up Ashley, and then Ashley, Kelly, and Keanu.
Actually, it's that easy. Yeah,
Kelly and,
just put them up.
I don't know if she
That's
Kelly and Keanu.
Who would she do?
Probably 3 people from that side of the house.
Kelly and Keanu.
Kelly and Keanu are not on that side of the house.
She doesn't want to work
Probably
with
Ashley,
them.
Morgan, and Mickey.
I would be so real. I don't know what the sides are anymore after this
That's
Jimmy
true.
renom. Like, it
That
doesn't.
is very true.
Mickey and Morgan are crumbling by the day. Like, there's not money. It seems like you have Rylie and Katherine. You have Kelly and Keanu. You have Vince and Zach. You have Ava and Will. You have a bunch of duos, I think, that like each other, but you don't have a lot of people that are coming together. And they're changing all the time. Like Eli just said, it's musical chairs, literally.
That is a really good way of putting it. Yeah,
it is. It's so
Stop!
interchangeable.
Stop! Do not use that example.
Why? What's
Musical
wrong with
chairs.
Oh, I know what's about to happen. We're about to play a game like Oto.
It's like a game of OTEV.
Yes, that's how I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Will's there.
Will is here. We haven't talked about Will really at all because he's been on the block for the last 3 weeks, but and he's just trying his best. He did cry a lot in Thursday's episode. I still like Will a lot. I think Will is doing what he needs to do, and Will is not going to be on that block come eviction night, so I'm very proud of him for that.
You never know.
I guess not.
So
Will
wait,
had like the shortest one-on-one with Mickey this week, though, and I thought that was really funny. He basically just walked in and was like, "We're good," and Mickey was like, "We're good," and he's like, "Cool, I'm cool with whatever you do. Bye." Which was great.
I will say, so theoretically, can Zach use his power to take someone else off the block?
I think so, yeah.
But then does that mean he's safe as well, or no?
I think it means that I think he just has an extra veto. Yeah. That is also in exchange for $10,000. So I guess right now he has the $10,000 and he could play, but he also has the opportunity to use the veto.
I can read it.
Okay.
Tell you exactly. So, the player who successfully finds Julie will publicly win $10,000. What the other house kids do not know is that this player will be able to use this money to buy their way off the block. If they are a final nominee at any time during the pre-jury phase, they can give all of the money to the HOH to remove themselves from the block, forcing the HOH to name a replacement nominee on the spot. The HOH cannot refuse the bribe, and the power can only be used once. So it does not say that they can use it on somebody else.
Okay,
it
that's good to
specifies
know.
a lot of themselves. So I don't know. Doesn't say.
And you know what Zach isn't doing? Telling anybody that he has that power.
Which is so smart. Like, Zach is the only person in there that is playing smart. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But of course, goes to the person who doesn't need it.
Yeah, of
I
course.
guess. And she may not even need it before jury.
No,
Like,
he's not. Jury's about to what?
He might
We're
just
2
keep
weeks.
$10,000.
Yeah. Oh, someone needs to tell Rachel, because then he'll be a target. You know, people who win money in these games.
Well,
they're
it's also
targets.
the beauty, like how perfect for Zach that he not only got to just like have a front row seat to knowing who had the HOH takeover power, but also being able to have the most secret of powers I can really think of that's not an America's vote power. Because he's able to hide it so perfectly, like we talked about from that premiere episode, just because he publicly won something else. So why would anybody ever think that he also gained the power? And also that's just never happened before. So
But now people are going to think that.
I
all
know
the
that's now. I know. I was just thinking that too, Zach. Like next season, someone's gonna win like $100, and they're gonna be like, "Is it $100?"
that good. That's fine.
Or-
Make people think that. Make people spiral.
I prefer, honestly, if they did like something like the what was that place, that twist called, the Big Brother Casino. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Are you talking the other
23.
takeover one that Claire won?
No, not the takeover, but I mean that was one of the powers. But
The coin flip.
yeah. Well, not only that, because remember she had to. Not only did she have to have enough BB bucks, she also had to.
about the BB bucks.
Oh my god, I forgot about that totally.
I forgot we voted on the BB bucks
Yeah,
every
we
single
voted
week.
to give people BB bucks. I forgot about
Oh my
That's
god, the
crazy.
whole Derek X, Derek F. We were like, what if people
Yeah.
accidentally vote for Derek F?
Yes. Oh my god.
And
What
then-
a what a
And then
memory.
people were pressed. They're like, "How did Brittini get that many votes?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, she had to win. She had to try to win a comp, and then that didn't even guarantee her the power. She also had to do the coin flip too. So there's like 3
forgot about
layers.
that.
And like, I would like it if they brought it back. Was it the casino? What was that twist called? It's gonna bother me now.
I'll look at it right now.
I don't know. There was like 3 different competitions, right, that they could do
There
if they got enough
was.
BB bucks, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but
The high rollers room.
high
rollers
rollers. Okay.
That was it.
And
Yes.
the options was the veto derby, and then the chopping block roulette.
I remember they were like on a roulette wheel just spinning around a bunch of I think I vaguely remember this.
Because she could take someone off the block and
Yeah.
put someone up, but it was based on luck. And then it was like, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Xavier.
Yeah, they had to spin the wheel or whatever. That was
And then
interesting.
Xavier was pissed.
I forgot about all that. Tom
But
said
I-
in chat, Keanu told Vinny that he's putting up Mickey Morgan and Rachel, and he wanted Jimmy out to get them, to get to them. Sure. I mean, that's what Keanu's definitely gonna say. I don't know if Keanu has any.
Keanu says a lot of things, but no one believes him.
Yeah, I don't. I would not to say what Keanu's strategy is like trying to figure out what the world would be like 1,000 years from now. It's not really like a, not really like a definite answer exactly, because I don't understand still who Keanu enjoys and doesn't enjoy, other than Keanu. But that's part of the charm of Keanu. So that's part of why he has a lot of fans right now. Whether
Charm?
ironically or unironically. I use that term loosely.
I was about to say, I don't know about fans. He's definitely not a client of mine. He's banned from the store.
He's
Yeah.
not a client of mine either.
Let's talk about winter picks. Let's go to that, or else we're
We
gonna
also
get.
got to talk about the draft too.
Yes, because I forgot to make picks.
Yeah, you
but I
did.
did for
Did
this
you
week.
really?
Yeah, so I'm letting y'all catch up. I felt bad that I was so ahead.
Right, I'm sure.
Zach, I think I let you pick last week for your winter pick, so I'm gonna let you go first this time. You had Lauren as your week 1 and week 2 winner picks. Well, I guess that was your week 2/week 3 part 1, as we will continue. So just pretend that has like the next week attached to it when we go through these. But who are you picking now? Will it be Lauren for a 3rd time in a row?
It'll be Lauren.
You're going to pick Lauren again?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it makes more sense to me this week than last week where we were like bashing on Lauren. And then you're like, she could win though.
I mean, Mickey didn't even want to put her up, so
right.
She's not in the forefront of people's minds, so that's good. And I also don't want to pick anyone else to jinx them. So
right. She yeah, we picked a different former HOH to put on the block this week, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
oh yeah, which this is the furthest a first HOH has made it in a while.
Hey, let's think about that for a second. So in the new era of Big Brother post All Stars.
Oh yeah, never mind. Angela. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
well,
Angela was the first juror, I guess. So, or first or second, can't really remember.
I think she was.
I think she was like 3rd.
Oh. Yeah, I think she was the last juror actually.
Quinn got there.
No,
she wasn't the last. It was Quinn and then
Quincy, Corleah, Angela.
Oh, okay, so she got there pretty late. I don't know why I forgot about that. Mother Angela made it to final 6. Yeah, make me remember.
But then before that, Rylie was taken out the next week. Oh, we didn't even talk about this. Is reminiscent of your boys' week? It's in week 3 too.
Daniel Durston. What?
No, I was gonna say Heisem.
Oh yes, yeah, we didn't.
This is a very Heisem week.
Yeah, we have made the Jimmy Heisem comparisons, or I don't know if we did specifically. I saw other people definitely making them. And now Jimmy could not be more of a Heisem comparison, considering like you have Felicia as the HOH taking out Heisem, who was her ally, or at least we thought leading up to that, as kind of like a power move because Heisem's going rogue and Heisem's making decisions on his HOH that nobody was really agreeing with. And this is like to a T what's happening with Jimmy. And I think if you polled everyone in the house right now and asked them if they knew who Heisem was, I think maybe like 2 of them would remember that name, which is crazy that it's happening like in an identical way almost. But yeah,
didn't he do that?
That's I remember that from Angela when Matt was like, "Can I have a hug on finale night?" Or when Matt did the slow clap, maybe that was when she did that. Angela. But yes, Mary said it was dumb from Felicia and Sarid to take out Heisem. I agreed at the time, and I think down the line of the game that also applied. So I'm sure it'll apply to Mickey and Morgan and Rachel. The thing is, Rachel doesn't really want this, and I think Rachel is in that Sarid role, like we talked about earlier too. So it's a little bit different.
So yeah, Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie was out the following week, right?
Yeah, Daniel took a few weeks, and then Heisem. Yeah,
Heisem was the second HOH, right? Of that season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he took out Rylie.
That's right. Yeah, seeing Vince not making it to jury would shock me. So I fully believe we will continue the trend from Angela last year. Maybe she did break the curse. Give Ava the money, please. I agree. Will it happen, though?
I think they're going to go back to a jury of 9.
Oh, I think they want a jury of 9 at this point, especially if Zach has that power until jury. I don't think they're just going to let him have it until... Well, I mean, you mean a jury of 9 or until 9?
A jury of 9.
Okay.
9.
Yes,
So
I agree.
11.
Because, I mean, they want to make sure that Rachel gets in there, too.
Definitely.
I mean, yes, but then the season with Sarid, they made the jury smaller, so...
If Zach has that power for another...
It'd be a long
5 weeks?
Yeah.
Or whenever they decide to do the double eviction, or at least 5 rounds, he would have it. I think that math is right. Something around there. That would be ridiculous to me. So I think they would go back to 9. I kind of like the 7 jury though for a while.
I don't.
We have 4 more weeks left.
Okay, that's still ridiculous to me that Zach could be holding on to a power for that long.
Yeah.
For finding Julie on night 1. You know.
Well, and we also have Zombie Week, so don't forget about that.
Stop.
I can't wait for that.
Keanu finally gets out.
No, that would be like Cameron getting out and coming back in, I think.
Yeah. 100%.
Nick, you're up next. You've picked Morgan as your last 2 winner picks. I'm so excited to hear who you were picking this week, whether it is Morgan or not. I will be entertained by this choice. So please tell me, who are we picking for your next winner pick? Is it still Morgan?
No. It's not.
What?
Who's it going to be?
But she's a gamer.
Stop. I love Morgan to death. I'm still very much rooting for her, but I have to pick somebody else, Morgan. I'm so sorry.
Who's it gonna be?
Joe?
So I feel like I've been hyping him up a lot in this podcast.
Oh, I know who it is.
Are you going to steal it from me?
I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're picking me?
No, not you.
Zach,
Because
I'm going to put
you'd
Zach's
probably
picture up
you'd
next week.
probably
Yeah.
already be evicted if you were in the house, Zach.
Anyway. I tell everyone you're a therapist. I'd wall yell if you were in there.
I would tell people I was a therapist, first of all. I would
Vince
lie
and
about
Zach
that.
are running the game. I think we're about a week away from that being yelled over the walls, which means
Hopefully.
they will make 2 of the top 3, I guess, if that
Yeah.
happens.
So what I'll say is I was thinking of picking Vince too, because I do think from my read on the show, I think the final 3 is going to be Zach, Vince, and Lauren. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to end up cutting they're going to bring like an Ava and a Will to like the final 5. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that's the final 3. And I think Zach is running the show. And I think people are going to be less bitter at Zach than they would be like Vince. Because I think Zach actually knows how to talk to people. I think Vince does too, obviously. But I think people like know what Vince is doing. And that's the difference. People don't know what Zach is doing. And I think people would be gagged if they knew all of the things that Zach was doing.
Definitely.
So,
or that he has.
Right, or that he has. So I don't know. I think I'm sorry, Barrett, but I'm stealing your pick. And also,
okay.
I just want to say, I have been very firm. This has nothing to do with my winner pick at all. Well, it does, but nothing to do with why he's my winner pick. I have been very firm that like no one in this cast is that attractive to me. But Zach, he's starting to do it. I don't know what it is.
That's what you were gonna say.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he's starting to do it, or you're just getting like Stockholm syndrome?
Missed it.
No, it doesn't seem so. Like on Survivor, like people get like island hot, where they've been like on Survivor for like 3 weeks and they're starting to like look real good. I don't know. Zach has that effect to me for some reason right now.
That's why I said Stockholm syndrome.
That is that even what that is? Because I feel like
It's like being
not.
trapped with someone, right?
That's not the same. Yeah, that's not the same thing as island hot on Survivor, in my opinion.
Well, it's
To
kind of
me, like they're on Survivor, they're looking nice and tan and like really like. You guys have never heard of Island Hot? I'm like kind of shook. It's like
yes, I
a
have.
term-
I have.
Well,
I know he
Chad,
hasn't.
BBB
Oh,
has not.
Damn.
It's,
Oh, I thought you were
it's
talking
like
about Barrett.
when somebody is on Survivor and they are looking really good, despite them being like disheveled and starving.
Despite all this, they're doing all right.
So,
Zach is giving
all that to say-
DL. Who's DL? Zach is giving.
Stop,
Down
Barrett.
Zach Depp is
my
giving
God.
driver's license. Olivia Rodrigo.
Driver's license. Yes, that's exactly what that means.
Zach is giving down low.
Okay. Good pick, Nick.
Sorry.
yeah, pick Nick. But I'm going to go to mine now. Oh, gosh. Now I'm going to sound like a broken record if I picked Zach. But obviously, my winner picks so far have been Zach as well. The first 2 weeks, I called it before he was cool, apparently. And this week, I do want to agree and say Zach. But that sounds kind of boring to have two people with the same winner pick. So I'm gonna alter my choice. I could go back to Zach eventually, but for some variety's sake, I'm gonna go to the only other person I even slightly believe in at this point, and that is Miss Ava. So Ava,
that's a good one.
with her aura, is gonna be my new winner pick for. Do I think Ava? No, never mind. That's just gonna disregard what I'm saying right now. I could see Ava sneaking her way to a final two, being underestimated and winning, but already having won over a jury without somebody else knowing, or somehow just subliminally stacking the jury, making very small moves week after week, or maybe every few weeks. She needs to gain some power at some point, though. She needs to make some moves, but I would love to see Ava go far in this game and outlast people like the obvious front runners right now, like Vince or Zach, or maybe in Zach Perez's case, Lauren. But I'll believe in Ava for right now. Music Bites knew I was going to say Ava. I'm predictable, if anything.
Well, guys,
I hope you're not jinxing her.
True.
Ava's getting evicted next week.
Well, the first 2 weeks apparently did nothing to Zach for me, so
I know. It made Zach actually the most powerful player in the game.
it made him stronger.
Thanks a lot, Barrett.
I hit, yeah, maybe I turned a corner, you know?
Maybe it's
'Cause
the
who'd you pick?
opposite this year.
Who'd you pick last year? Like,
Everybody that got evicted the next week.
you picked T-Core. Yeah, you picked T-Core right
I picked
before she got
T-Core
evicted.
right before she got evicted.
You
I
picked
picked
Quinn.
I picked Cedric, I know for sure, right before he got evicted.
Quinn.
Yep.
Cedric was the one I thought like something actually was wrong with me, because Cedric was so off the radar for people, and then Quinn went
Yes.
HOH, and I was like, oh, he's fine, and then he got evicted. But
And I think you also thought like, there's no way he doesn't make final two, even if Mackenzie wins.
no way he doesn't make final two. I can't imagine it went that far, but yeah, even Mackenzie wins. I just realized what you just said. That reminds me of a tweet I just saw. Morgan and Mickey are Chelsea and MJ if both of them were MJ, which is so true.
Stop! Oh no!
It's giving Leah nomination, but if like no one convinced her to do it, you know. So it is true. No way Jimmy doesn't make final two. Yes, yeah. That's going to be bold one week when we know the final nominations and one of us picks someone that's on the block as a winner pick. I can't wait for that.
I would do it.
Yeah, you would.
Can we
but
talk about the draft?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's look at our scoreboard.
Because I just looked at mine and I really think it's really funny. So I want to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. If you could relay the scores also. I'm pulling it up.
Okay, so in first place is Barrett with 354 points. And in second place is me with 332. And then in last place is Zach with 263. So
Okay.
I wanted to be a little different this week, and instead of picking the same girlies as usual, I decided to not pick Mickey, and I picked Zach instead, which was not a bad pick of mine, but I currently have a collective of 1 singular point for the entire week, because I've gotten -2 from Katherine, -6 from Morgan,
Barrett, let
0
me
from
share.
Rachel, and a +9 from Zach. So Zach has only given me the points, but it has balanced out to 1 singular point the whole week.
At least you got one, though. At least you got
Like,
one.
what a joke. What a joke.
Um,
That's crazy.
well, it can only go up for you now. And I think maybe after this week, you'll have a better grasp on the fact that you can't rely on anybody in this cast anymore.
True.
So maybe it is just blind picking here from on out. Because I picked my lineup for this week, and I'll talk right now just because I didn't have anyone for this week. I picked Ashley, Ava, Lauren, and Zach just because I know Zach's probably a for sure bet that I can rely on him for something. And with Ava and Ashley, I'm kind of just hoping something sticks. Like, I'm hoping Ashley just has like the best week of her life. It's like the biggest risk on earth. But I don't like picking these. It's nothing feels good anymore. Like, there were solidified picks that I was like, I can feel good about these people for at least like now that they won't do anything completely off the wall. And then Mickey, of course, nominates Jimmy. And I'm like, well, what to do. What to do with my life now. Anyway, Zach, talk about your lineup.
Last week, oh God, I picked Ashley, Lauren, Mickey, and Rachel.
Damn.
Ooh.
A -12, and I thought I was bad with my 1.
What the? How?
Yeah, who got
How
the
did he
most
get
this
that?
week? What is
He
Rylie
won a
done?
competition. Like,
Oh,
he did win HOH, remember?
but Ashley didn't even. What did she do? Oh, she took last in a competition.
Solo or part of a team. Was she amongst the worst finishers of the HOH this week?
She got kicked to the curb by Keanu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. Sorry, Ashley. That's why she's going to
There's-
gain all those points back next week for me.
But I needed to do better. Oh.
You got so much more time, Zach.
And look, I had a Morgan this week. I had 90 points. Better than that.
Morgan's gotten me a lot in the past.
-12.
Well,
But yeah, let me see. Well, I guess I gotta wait until
yeah.
someone doesn't go.
Yeah, you could go ahead and put up someone that will get evicted on Thursday if you really want to. But those are our picks. Those are our picks. We haven't talked about Rylie and Katherine at all as like a whatever you want to call that yet. And I feel like we could for a little bit. I feel like we did this last week where I was like, I don't even want to like talk about this for too long. And I think I'm at that point again where I'm like, I don't need to give it more time than it deserves. But I think it's worth pointing out that it's a pretty unfortunate and kind of gross and strange relationship that we are watching develop on the live feeds. I mean, of course, everyone wants to compare it to Beast Mode Cowboy and Amber. I think it's somehow even stranger than that, just because like Beast Mode Cowboy had like an alliance, had like a structure to his game somewhat, and then Amber was also kind of like there as well. But Rylie doesn't really have anything. He just is there for Katherine and only Katherine, and just saying things nonstop. Like I mentioned earlier, I mean, there's been many instances where he's like, your friends and family are going to be disappointed if you, like, they're going to be like, why didn't you go after this guy, or like, why didn't you like Rylie, or I'm going to go home and meet your parents, ask your dad for your hand in marriage. I already mentioned the tattoo on his neck of her lips and things like that all the time. And Katherine is not responsive to these things. Like, Katherine does not sit there and be like, oh, Rylie, stop. And then, like, or at least saying the same thing. She just switches the subject. Or she just points out something like, oh, well, you don't know me on the outside. And then, like...
I love it.
There was also the moment where, like, Rylie was playing pool, and he said something to the effect of, like, Daddy's going to show you how to play pool or something. And Kat just goes, ew. And he could not have been more offended that she said ew. Like, for the next 30 seconds, just going, called me ew. Calling me ew. What? Like, what? like he definitely gets offended pretty easily by these things to a level that you're like, oh, what if you say the wrong thing to Rylie at any point this season? Which makes me even more interested to see him and Mickey's arguments after the takeover. We get to see that more on Wednesday's episode. But I just wanted to say that, like, it's weird. I would like Rylie out of the house, and it's really unfortunate that, like, nobody is seeing this for what it is to any degree. And in fact, you have Rachel being like, you guys remind me of Brendan, and I just see Brendan, like, and then she's like, no, Rachel, no, stop. Like, I get Rachel had that thing where she's like, I want to encourage the showmances because it makes my position in the game better because I know what a showmance does. But so far, Rylie has gotten in this, not even a showmance, but everyone, I think, views it as that, even though Katherine has never once said that it is anything more than just Rylie really liking her, and it is not from her perspective, not at all reciprocal. The fact that this is happening and everyone doesn't really register it for what it is on top of that, and then also seeing Rylie as like this I don't know. I feel like Rylie should have so many red flags to people all the time. So the fact that they don't see them is weird to me too. But what are y'all seeing with Rylie and Kat? I don't want to talk about it anymore.
They're so annoying.
Yeah, I do think it is annoying. I think, in my opinion, Katherine is playing the hell out of him. And I don't think he sees that, obviously. I think he's, very naive towards the whole thing. And
he's just a good old country bumpkin.
Right. I don't know. The way I see it, right, is if I'm on Big Brother and there is this man on the show that is claiming to want to be evicted for me and that his only goal in the game is to make sure I win. Oh, hell yeah, I'm keeping him around and I'm giving him the littlest, slightest amount of attention possible to the point that, like, keeps him here, but also, like, not doing anything at the same time. I don't know if you saw, like, that one clip where they were, like, laying on the couch together or something like that, and he, like, put his, like, you like, saw he, like, put his, like, hand on her leg or something, and she's like, I'm gonna get up. And she... like, she does not give him, like, anything at all. Like, literally nothing. And he is still there. And I don't get it. But, hey, I think she's playing the hell out of him. That's my theory behind it all. Whether CBS is going to show that at all or not. Because I don't think she's, like, openly said that to anybody in the house. I'm, like, waiting
she
for
had
the
friends,
DR.
maybe she would.
Right. That's true. Because I even feel like even Lauren is not her real friend. And, like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for that to all erupt. But I think I'm waiting for the DR of Katherine to be like, I don't even like Rylie. I'm playing him. This, that, whatever. And I don't think CBS is going to give it to us because to them, this is maybe the only showmance that we might have this whole season. So they're going to try to, like, play it the fuck up.
They cannot.
They did it.
force this
They
as
did
a
it with.
showmance.
They did it last season. With
Leah. I know that look. It's Leah. It's Leah. It's Holly.
Leah with Joseph and Quinn.
Yeah. But not to be confused with Joseph Quinn, the actor.
Yeah.
I thought that they made it look like Leah was, like, into both of them.
No, remember she's like, I'm playing these boys for fools.
No, she was definitely edited to play both of them, but then later on admitted her crush on Quinn.
But they didn't end up dating.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, there hasn't been a successful showmance in a while.
Well, I mean, you could argue post-season.
No.
Two people that weren't in a showmance.
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay, I won't do that then. But
Yeah,
what
'cause
were we
I don't
talking
think
about?
that either.
In the
Rylie,
show,
we're talking about the successful showmance right now, Rylie and Kat, which is like,
Stop.
I am interested. That was gonna be my next question. Like, I am interested to see how they portray it when they do eventually on the show, because there's no way you can bypass this unless Rylie goes home this week. There's no, I don't think they should anyway. But like right now, Rylie has a very like sane edit, and I don't think he's exactly that. So I'm interested to see if they just show a different side of Rylie that they haven't been showing so far, other than the I'm just a normal, I'm the country guy of the season, trying to fill like that beast mode cowboy role, or how they portrayed beast mode cowboy on 16. Not exactly how he was on the feeds. But I do want to know, do y'all think casuals enjoy Rylie right now? Have y'all looked at anything, or has anyone in chat looked at Facebook? Do people like Rylie?
Yeah.
Do they feel positive about him?
They like him, but they don't,
I don't
say
see
why.
how. Yeah.
They don't say why.
I don't think that they do. Where
Apparently,
have you seen anyone ever say anything positive about Riley's act?
After Kyle,
On
I'm confused on how people
on my
feel.
on my Facebook, some random groups are like, well, these are the same people like, Big Brother is so rigged. It's gonna be Vince, Lauren, and so in the final three. It was a picture of like some different house guests, and then those three were the only ones missing from the picture, and they're just like, why are they rigging everything for people to win? Why is it that Mickey has this power and all this stuff? And it's just, I've seen them be like, I want Rylie to win so bad and all this stuff, and I'm just like, why?
I haven't seen any of this, and I don't want to see any of this.
I mean,
So
I
let's see.
could argue
Here's-
why. I don't know.
hoping I
I
keep that
bet
energy
if-
away from me.
I bet if I scroll through my Facebook, like some Big Brother thing is gonna pop up.
Yeah,
and
I
I'll
mean, I
see the comments.
I see discourse from people that I would say are typically casual viewers, or at least just the episodes, and it's more so. I see a lot of fans of Keanu, and I see a lot
do
of
know a lot of people that like
anti-Rachel. Like the
Keanu,
anti-Rachel sentiment has carried over a
Same,
decade and a half
yes.
from Facebook. So that I know that much is true. So I figured Rylie had to be in that mix because I don't remember a time when they just dislike the guy who fills that role. And I feel like the more country, the more that they're gonna like someone typically. But then again, like Rylie hasn't been on the show enough for me to like figure out if that's how people felt.
I'm literally looking at the CBS Big Brother Facebook page comments, and everyone's just like, Rachel's a bully. She needs to go home.
Yeah.
See,
But no one's like praising anyone in specific. I feel
Rachel's
like
a bully. Everyone hates. I mean, like Rachel can never do anything right in the world.
what has she even done that was bullying this season?
I mean, she said a pretty mean thing about Vince last week, but
she did. Okay,
she has been picking fights consistently, so I get where they're coming from.
But they're
And
not
they've been
watching
with
the feeds.
Keanu and great guys like I guess I view every casual like Matt Hardiman right now. Not to bring him up multiple times in this podcast, but anytime I see him on like an Instagram live with someone after they get evicted, I'm just like, okay, that's a casual. that's who the casuals probably are liking. But yeah, I'm always wondering like who's going to sneak into that America's Favorite Player vote, and if it was Rylie or if he could be that kind of person.
this woman says, I hope she wins and Keanu wins Blockbuster for Kelly. People are saying, let's go Kelly.
Yeah.
I hope Kelly wins veto. Has anyone seen Vinny today?
The casuals rooting for Kelly.
Definitely.
Someone said, yep, Mickey is a dragon. I'm going to assume she meant snake.
Yeah. Also, speaking of snake, did y'all hear that thing about Morgan? How she's a snake? Did y'all hear about?
Oh.
Did y'all hear about that Morgan's a bit of a snake? Because Morgan's been telling me that she was called a snake week 1. She hasn't forgotten about that.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah. I didn't really speak much about my feelings for Morgan in general, and this is my slight way to move off of Rylie, but I just feel like I need to say I'm so disappointed with Morgan. Like, I don't know where her head's at, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I think from the moment she started hanging out with the people, I was like, oh, she's probably gonna get snowed by them. It has continued to just snowball almost into something that I don't think she can stop. So hopefully she'll wake up, but I think it's going to take someone else winning HOH and putting up like a Vince or a Zach for her to realize like, oh, maybe they weren't with me.
Yeah.
Or weren't with me as much as I thought they were.
Or one of them putting her on the block or putting Mickey on the block or something like that. I feel like that would help or get Morgan to wake the hell up. Because I do think Morgan is very game savvy. I mean, she is a gamer. So I think, she's with the game, which is why I was expecting her to kind of like slap Mickey and be like, what are you doing? And that's like the opposite of what happened. She was just like, that's a great idea. Like, that meme where it's like two dumb people saying exactly to each other? Like, that was Morgan and Mickey this whole week. Like, exactly. We got to put up Jimmy. There was like this one conversation that my friend had sent me of Morgan, Mickey, and Jimmy all talking, and it's so funny. He sent the same meme right underneath it as I was talking about it. But it was like them saying, I'm trying to find the exact quote about Jimmy, and like Jimmy was like, I think that like you need to put up, it was like Vince. Oh, Jimmy, there will be a time a line has to be drawn in the sand, and I don't know if Vince, is ready to pick a side. Morgan, it's good to hear your perspective. Mickey, agreed. I was like, his perspective? Like, what the hell? I would be like, are you kidding me right now in the HOH room? Like, my perspective. That's literally like what the tea is. Like, yeah.
Oh my God. You just reminded me. I saw something before we went live.
Manifest the truth, bro.
It was after the feeds came back. Morgan and Mickey were talking because they were, they were having their little celebration in the
Yeah,
HOH room.
which
Like they
was
just pulled off the
not-
biggest move of the year.
my God,
But
I can't.
they like
It's,
they had a
embarrassing.
conversation at one point about next week and if it would be smart to tell Keanu beforehand if he was going on the block or if that he was going to be backdoored or to ask him his preference. I think was part of it. And
Well, he
as a
can't be
way to
backdoored.
build trust, that's how Morgan and Mickey view building trust right now with this game is if they tell someone beforehand that if they're going on the block or if they're going to be going on the block later, like they're so far out of the realm of playing this
world?
game right now, which I mean, we knew that already, but like,
Would
just
you
to give you a
prefer
little
to
more
be
example.
put on the block or be backdoored? Can you imagine someone coming up to you in the Big Brother house and saying that?
Or as a way to build
"Hey."
trust, Nick. That's how you build trust with people. Is you ask
be
them
like,
beforehand. Is it
right.
okay if we backdoor you though? Like, would that be okay? Because like obviously,
Is
we
it
have
okay
to.
if we backdoor? Can you imagine Becky going up to Vanessa in season 17 and being like, "Is it okay if I backdoor you?" Is that
Insane.
okay?
Insane.
And then
right?
Vanessa starts crying.
Well, you're given. It's a day that ends in a Y. Yeah.
I'm trying to. Well, in this season, in order to gain an ally, you got to put him up on the block.
Right? Duh.
Yeah.
That's
And-
how you get Keanu on your side. You got to nominate him.
Also, we didn't talk about this, and I need to say it because this is world-shattering news. But guess what?
What?
Kelly does not want to be nominated this week.
No way.
She
Well,
said she
she's on
doesn't want to
block.
volunteer.
You mean
That's
next week?
wild. To be
Huh.
fair to Kelly, I felt bad for her this week that she had to go on the block because I think she felt for a while that she wasn't gonna go on the block, and then when she found out she was, she looked like she wanted to just crawl into a hole, and she
That's her own fault.
I guess, but she just
The more you go up on the block, the more people are okay with the fact that you're going up on the block, and the more people gravitate towards things that they know, so they know that you're already up there. Well, why not do it again? Perception
Yes.
is reality.
Oh shit! Are we done? No, we are about done actually. But no, I agree. I mean, you have to put up a fight for yourself, and I think that Will is somebody that did a good job at that. Better than Kelly at least, because he had a moment last week. When once he found out he was going on the block, he at least made it known. There's like, I don't want to. I don't want to be on the block. Don't do this to me. Or is like at least like mad about it, and then of course throughout the week kind of calmed down. And so like I feel like that really worked for him. And so if Kelly could take a little bit more of a stance for herself, that would be great. But it's probably really hard to do that when you're walking on eggshells amongst people, and anything that you say or do can be used against you in a court of Big Brother, and just be used as more fuel to put you on the block. So it's almost like damned if you do, damned if you don't for Kelly right now, probably. Which is so frustrating for her, I imagine, as someone who would like to play this game. But then again, Kelly takes 5 steps back for every step forward that she makes. So also doing it a bit to herself. It's
Eventually,
just kind
she'll
of like
get in
every
the
other
house.
player. Eventually, she will, walk backwards onto the stage and talk to Julie, I guess.
I will. So I do want to say these comments that jumped out at me. After tonight, I'm going to quit watching until Rachel is gone. At CBS.
CBS.
I don't think it's right. I feel bad for Rylie. He deserves to be HOH.
Are these real
then-
people? Like, actually?
What do you mean you feel bad? Like, it's Big Brother. Like,
This different person feels so bad for Rylie. Girl, he keeps on putting his unwanted hands on Katherine.
There we got one.
Don't see her doing anything to stop it.
oh my God, never mind.
No.
We were
And
so
then-
close. We were like so close.
And then the continuation of this comment. Rylie is already a BB legend.
No, he's not. What does that mean? How?
What? Oh my God.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's gonna make me sad for the rest of the day, I think. Okay. Cool. Well, glad to know that's where some of America's heads are at, and I don't know really what to say from here, other than this is a season that will continue to play out in probably a fashion that I don't agree with. All right, 2.5 hours worth. I think we're about caught up on Big Brother. Anything else subject-wise that y'all wanted to talk about? We didn't do alliance charts. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it today. I think we are well more aware of the duos and trios going on as opposed to larger alliances being formed right now.
I was about to say, I feel like all those alliances on there are not a thing.
Yeah, they don't even mean anything.
They're very loose from week one.
The bond.
The bond. Yeah.
But I feel like that should be a segment every week. We should say find some outrageous Facebook comments of what people say.
That's fine. We can do it. It'll make me sad, but we can do it.
My God, that would be a nice segment.
Yeah, maybe I could properly screenshot them and put them up here or something. It could be fun. But yeah, that's all I got. Okay, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up? Besides Facebook? No? Okay.
Who win?
Yeah, I won't do that to you again. You were in an office setting.
Very good. Next time.
All right, let me find our islands in the stream, and we will set sail. Like what I did there? Nautical.
Right.
Okay, everybody. Well, we have a few days until Thursday. And there we go. And since we have a few days until Thursday, a lot of things can happen in the Big Brother house leading up to our Thursday eviction episode. We also have a 90-minute episode on Wednesday to go through where we can finally see the aftermath of Mickey's HOH takeover power, the veto competition, the veto ceremony with the blind side of Jimmy go on the block. And we can't wait to see how Big Brother decides to edit the episode leading up to Jimmy's blindside nomination. Like we said, if Jimmy doesn't win the battle, almost said the battle of the block, oh my God, the blockbuster, then he will be going home as of right now. If he does win, it looks like it's going to be Kelly that is going to finally take her steps outside onto the stage. Dolly Parton wrote that song, Despair. Yes, I know that. I know what song this is, I promise. But yes. And we'll be back next week, I imagine, to talk about that eviction. And then some, of course. Hopefully this will be a less stressed and frustrated podcast next week. But thank you everyone who showed up in the chat. As always, if you showed up here after we were live, thank you for showing up. Regardless, if you want to like this video, subscribe to the channel, that would help us out a ton. All the links for places that you can find us online, social media, are all in the description below. If you need to message us or just want to talk BB at any point, let us know. Nick, Zach, thank you so much for being here yet again. I don't know what I would do without you two talking about all of this. It's my venting. It's my therapy. So yeah. Zach, I guess say all the things that you need to say before we leave. You had to practice earlier.
Yeah. I am Vegas.
Reality Vegas?
I am reality. Perception is reality. Our reality.
All right. Bye, everybody.